Hi, beautiful people, and welcome. I'm happy that you're here. My name is Alicia Renice, and I am happy that you are here. So today, we're going to talk about envy and jealousy. This video is actually inspired by a previous video that I did that I re-released yesterday, entitled "Why Black Women Are Envious of Each Other" or "Why Black Women Envy Each Other." And so we're going to use that as a stepping stone to get started on our conversation today. This conversation was also inspired by a workshop that I had on Patreon with lovely women, and we all showed up and we all supported each other and worked through these things together. And so I want to shout out y'all. Thank you so much for coming and also offering your own heart and your own wisdom and your own experiences. It is freeing, it is healing, and I honor you for that. Thank you so much. Hi. Let's talk about it with Mara. Hello, good morning. Let's get started, right? The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I really want to start a series on community and community care, right? Talking about collaboration and all that good stuff. But I understand that jealousy and envy is something that is holding a lot of us back from connecting to community and opening ourselves up opening ourselves up to community. So we're going to talk about it. So yay. Hi, Deshawn Burns. Hello. Good morning. Hey, it's Friday. Good morning to you. Good morning to you as well. Hi, H&D Abroad. Oh, yay. Well, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that what we talk about is encouraging. I hope so. Yay. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Hi, Marissa. Good morning. Also, for those who don't know, Marissa has a channel. Also, Let's Talk About It with Mara has a channel. H&D Abroad has a channel. My husband, Jamal, has a channel. So please shout yourselves out. Please go support. These are amazing people doing amazing work. So thank you. Thank you. Yay, good morning. Hi, Ina Stanley. Hello, good morning. Hi, Indigo Noir. Thank you for going live at this moment. Good morning. Good morning. And hello, and thank you. Yes, hi, gorgeous one. Hi, Hugh Lifestyle from Maryland to London. Hello. Hello. Hi, YOLO XOXO. Yay. Aw. that means a lot to me. I appreciate that. Of course. All right, so we're going to talk about jealousy and envy today. The first thing I want to say is it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's also not a judgment if you struggle with jealousy and envy because same. It's human. Jealousy and envy are human emotions, right? They're human emotions that are telling us something. And we live in a culture that we feel very shamed about feeling these experiences. Like people who are, jealous and envious or experience jealousy and envy are called haters and, all these different kind of words, right? You're just a jealous person. You're just a hater. No one is ever just a hater. I'm gonna start here. No one is ever just a hater. No one is ever just a jealous person. There's so much more underneath of that, and we're gonna get to that in a second. And so this conversation is gonna be the TLDR version of the healing session that we had together in Patreon. So I'm gonna start by saying I'm a person who struggles with envy and jealousy. I am. And I felt a lot of shame around feeling those things because, again, we are shamed. But the culture that we live in is very envious and jealous of each other. And I'm going to share an example of this. It's like in advertising, right? We're taught that we should have what these people have. And if we don't have these things, we're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. If we don't look this way, always giving us something to aspire to. And so how they make money here is off of jealousy and envy and hatred and self-hatred, right? So this feeling of jealousy and envy that we have is natural. It's natural. Everybody experiences. I don't care. You could say, "Oh, I'm not a jealous person." Everybody experiences envy and jealousy. It's normal. It's normal. What is not normal though is the culture that we're living in that is so hell bent on holding on to scarcity as a means to make themselves money. And so because we are around scarcity, manufactured scarcity, envy and jealousy all the time, right? It makes sense why we are envious and jealous. It makes sense because everything around us is telling us to be envious and jealous of other people. So yes. Yay, you're welcome. Hi, Shaughnessy. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Nicola Shine. Aw, thank you. And so are you. I appreciate that. Hi, REE. Oh, I'm happy. Jealousy fuels capitalism. Yep, it's a core component. Exactly, right? And we have to have people without to make money in capitalism, in this version of capitalism, right? There has to be the haves and the have-nots. And so we want the have-nots to feel like, oh, I can obtain what the haves have, right? And so I'm envious, I'm jealous of these people. Excuse me. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but welcome. Okay. So yes, I want to say it's not your fault. We're told not to be jealous and envious, but the entire culture of this country is based on envy and jealousy and theft and hatred and violence. And so we're marketed envy and jealousy to buy, to compete, to work and strive for. So even on our jobs, right, this coveted position of employee of the month or whatever the bonus is at your job, right? There's only room for one name, right? One star, one plaque for a person to be honored. And so everybody, the hope is, right, we're going to use this employee of the month to encourage and influence everybody to work really hard so that you earn that coveted spot on that wall. Right? That's still envy and jealousy. That's still competition, right? That's still breeding an environment of competition. When I get this thing, then I will, right? That's how we're sold to. And so even the cutthroatedness, the cutthroat competition is celebrated here. The people who, like the Elon Musks, the, what's his name? Facebook guy. I can't think of his name. Anyway, these people are celebrated in this culture. They're seen as like the winners when really they take ideas from other people. They created their own, right? They compete with other people. Elon Musk and whatever the Facebook guy, oh my God, Mark Zuckerberg, they're debating and competing with each other. And we're all watching this crazy, anyway, we're all watching them fight amongst each other, right? Mark, thank you. Mark Zuckerberg, right? So like these people are celebrated, but then we, the lay people, we get shunned and shamed and judged because we feel it, because we feel envious, right? We feel shunned and shamed when somebody has something that we want, which is what envy is. Somebody has something that you want. Poverty is created. And so people who are without are longing for and wanting what other people with wealth have. It's just a desire to have what other people want. And so to a person who is experiencing poverty, would you then say, oh, you're just envious and jealous? No, they're reacting to a system that has been set up to oppress them, to leave them wanting. And so them wanting something is not a bad thing. Okay. So I really need to talk about the difference between envy and jealousy. Sometimes we use them interchangeably, right? We say like, oh yeah, they're envious and jealous. But they're two different things. So I'm going to read you the definition. So envy is the painful feeling of wanting what someone else has. It's that simple. Envy is the painful feeling of wanting what someone else has. And I've definitely experienced that. I've seen stuff that other people have and I'm like, dang, I want that, right? Like, as a singer, this is an example that I used. As a singer, I see other singers and I'm like, dang, I want to be touring. I want at some point I wanted fame. Don't necessarily want that anymore. I want fame. I want wealth. I want security, right? Like I want to have a community of people who vibe with me. Like that's what I wanted. And it's because I didn't have it, right? It's a dream that I had that wasn't really being actualized or realized. And so I saw other people doing what I wanted to do. I saw people doing what I wanted to do. And so I saw myself, like, oh, I must be less than because I don't have what they have. So what I want to say about envy is not a bad feeling. Envy is just a feeling, right? It's a feeling just like happiness is, sorrow, guilt. Like all of these are feelings. They're not bad feelings. The bad only comes in when we do something wrong with it. So if you are feeling envy, you're not wrong. It's normal, right? If you're feeling envy, you're not wrong. But if you are doing things from an envious place, right? Setting people up, stealing from them, what else? Putting other people down so you feel good about yourself, right? That's wrong. But the feeling of envy itself is not wrong. It's natural. And two, jealousy, right? Jealousy is feeling threatened, protective, or fearful of losing one's position or situation to someone else. I'm going to read it one more time. Jealousy is feeling threatened, protective, or fearful of losing one's position or situation to someone else. And the reason why I like defining words is that it humanizes them. It makes them simple to understand, right? Jealousy is not this thing that's like off in the distance that we're trying to define, but no, we know what that feels like, right? The fear of someone taking something away from you. The fear of you no longer being held important or sacred to other people. And we know what that feels like because we felt that before. Felt those things before. And so these emotions are not bad. It's just information like an alarm system. Like when you turn on your car and the lights come on in the dashboard, right? Yes, something might be wrong with your car, right? Or it's telling you, hey, I need more coolant. Hey, I need more, I don't know, air in my tire, whatever it is. It's the same thing with our emotions. Our joy is telling us like, I'm really happy in this moment. More of this, please, right? Our sorrow, us missing people, our mourning the lives of people who are no longer with us. It's like, I miss them. I love them. They were really important to me, right? Emotions are all healthy. They're all valid. They're all sacred. That's my point. So yes. And hi, Maya Spikes. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. YOLO XOXO says it is indeed painful. Yeah. When you don't have something and you see someone having the thing, it's a natural thing like, dang, I wish I had that, right? And sometimes we got to check ourselves. Be like, okay, it's okay. It's fine. You're safe. You're okay. But it's a normal reaction. YOLO XOXO says, I think it's painful because essentially we beat ourselves up for having the feeling. Exactly. We judge ourselves instead of listening to our feelings and asking it, what is it trying to tell me? What is it trying to say to me? And so for envy, for example, right? Envy might be telling you that you want to do something that somebody else is doing, or you want something that somebody else has. A lot of us have dreams, right? A lot of us have things that we want to do that we haven't given ourselves permission to do it, right? We haven't given ourselves permission to do it. We don't think that we're good enough to do it. We're afraid to do it. And then we see somebody else doing the thing that we want to do, and envy might rise up, and we might say, oh, I'm hating on this person. Like, I'm a hater. Like, that was my worry. I was like, oh my God, am I a hater? Am I really am I an awful person? And it's like, no, the feeling that I feel is a reminder. It's a reminder of the fact that I want to do that thing, and it's permission, right? Because they're showing me that it can be done. They're showing me that it can be done. And so instead of doubling down and saying, dang, that person has it, I can't have it, let me just forget about it and just hate watch and hate and hate, support or whatever, right? No, oh, that gives me permission to do the thing that I want to do too. So if this person can do it, that means I can do it. Let me actually ask them how they did it. But that requires vulnerability, that requires bravery, and also the understanding that not everybody else is going to share. Not everybody is going to share, but you can still do the thing your own way. You don't have to wait for them to give you permission to do the thing you want to do. So yes. Okay. So I said these emotions are not bad. It's just information. Our jealousy and envy have things to teach us, but we cannot heal. We cannot listen. We cannot learn. We cannot evolve. We cannot love ourselves, right, fully if we are denying ourselves the ability to be human, denying ourselves the ability to feel envy and jealousy. If we are judging ourselves so harshly, how are we going to move forward? A lot of us sweep stuff under a rug, you know what I mean? Or throw it in the closet, right? We're not going to talk about these emotions because it's shameful to talk about. It's shameful to feel. We feel embarrassed for feeling these things. You know what I mean? And so then we carry that shame with ourselves. And it's like, no, maybe if I actually leaned into it and listened to what it was saying, I can heal and help other people heal as well. Hi, Pandandex. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. So yes. All right. So let's get to the root. That's what we're here for. Let's get to the root of jealousy and envy. You're not a jealous person. You're not an envious person. You are experiencing jealousy. You are experiencing envy. You know what I mean? These emotions don't make you who you are. These responses don't make you who you are. You're multifaceted. You're way more complicated and complex than that. So don't play yourself by just saying, oh yeah, I'm a jealous person. I'm a hateful person. That's not it. There's always something more. Humanize yourself. Just like we humanize these definitions. Jealousy is no longer just oh, I'm a hater. I don't want anything good for nobody else. Jealousy is fear. Jealousy is fear. Fear of somebody taking something from you, right? And a lot of us have this fear because we have experienced this before. A lot of us know what it feels like to have something taken from us. A lot of us knows what it feels like to be threatened in a situation, to have our safety, our security threatened. We know what it feels like to be broke. We know what it feels like, right, to be robbed, or for someone even on, jobs and things like that, right? I know Marissa has talked about that. Somebody taking your ID on the job, right? And so you're supposed to sit there humble and be like, okay, whatever. No, we know what it feels like. We know what it feels like to lose something. And that's why we're afraid of losing it, because we don't want to feel that thing again. So that fear that we have is trying to keep us safe. It's trying to protect us and saying, okay, you know what happened last time when we shared this thing. You know what happened last time when we let somebody else in. You know what happened last time when we created space for somebody. They abused it. They took advantage of it. So we don't want to feel that thing again. So now we're just going to operate where we're cutting ourselves off from other people. And that's why I said community. As we talk about community, we got to talk about the things that are stopping us from being in community with each other. And I really feel like jealousy and envy is a big thing that's stopping us from getting in community with each other, because we don't feel safe around each other. We don't feel safe. We don't feel safe by ourselves. We don't feel safe with other people. Excuse me. So yes. So it's fear. And envy, again, is just a wanting. It's I want what you have, which is not bad. Yes. Jealousy and envy are the fruit of something more, but the roots are different. Jealousy and envy is the fruit. It's something else there. Jealousy and envy is the top emotion. But what's underneath that fear? What's underneath of that feeling insecure? Where does that come from? Who took something from me before? Why does this feel familiar? Why am I having a visceral reaction When I see someone doing something that I want to do, when I see someone taking up space, why do I feel like there's less space for me? There's something to that. Excuse me. Okay. So in the exercise in Patreon, I asked us to write down who are we envious of and why. And I wanted us to be specific so that we can actually face what we're envious of and not run from it, right? But also identify, like, what about them are we envious of? Because a lot of people that we're envious of, we're not envious of the whole person, right? We're envious about specific things about that person. Like, oh, that person, I don't know, using regular examples, that person has the house that I want or the car that I want, or that person, I know the person I was envious of, I was envious of her ability to create art and make a living from art and be free and write and hold space for other people. And some of that envy came from my feeling ill-equipped or my feeling not good enough to hold those spaces, to be a full-time artist. The fear that I had, like, okay, some people get to make it and some people don't. That belief, right? That, oh, maybe I'm just one of the ones who can't make it. And so I'm seeing someone else living out my dream, you know, in the way that they're living it out. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I can't have it. And I feel like that's where the pain comes from, right? That envy, that pain with envy is like the denial of the self of saying that you can't have that. The pain comes from the feeling of, I can't have that, but they can. But the truth is we can have it. It just might look different, right? It might just look, you know, like we talked about before, do the thing, right? Just do the thing. The idea that you have, do the thing. Even if it's not looking like the big idea you have in your mind, still do it. Still do it. That builds your confidence. That shows you what you are capable of. That shows that you can have what you desire. It just might look different, which might be a beautiful thing. It might not be disappointing. So yes. So I was envious of this person, this artist. Alex L. Alex L is a writer. So I was envious of Alex L. Why? Because I wanted to create honestly and bravely and make a living from it. And I wanted creative freedom. Emily King is another person that I'm envious of, or was envious of, right? And it's because she's a singer. She's a soul singer. She sings very softly, very beautifully. She's just an amazing artist, an amazing writer. And I saw that she was living this life of like traveling and singing and connecting with other people and collaboration. And I'm like, I want to do that. And I'm looking at my life, like working at the time at the hospital. And I'm just like, this is so far away from what I really desire. This is so far from what I really want. And this person is giving herself permission to do the thing. And it also felt like she had more support than I did, that's a whole other conversation, because manufactured scarcity is real. I don't want to pretend like it's all in our minds. That's why I said the reason why we feel envy and scarcity and jealousy is because we've experienced it before. We're not making it up. It's real. It happens. We know what scarcity feels like because a lot of us grew up in scarce situations. We know what it feels like to be in poverty. We know what it feels like, you know, to have a friend break our hearts. Like, we know what this feels like. And so I don't want to pretend like that stuff is not real. But also, for myself, I also wasn't giving myself permission to do the thing either. I wasn't taking the steps that I needed to take to be an artist, to be the artist that I wanted to be. Hello, Belle. Welcome. YOLO XO says, XOXO, says, I think too, a lot of us are finding our niches. Yes. So we have to hold space for ourselves, kindness and love while doing so. Exactly. Because it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. We don't know what we're doing. Okay. We're just guessing here. We're using information that we take from other people, our own experiences, you feel me? And doing the best we can with what we have. So yes, kindness, self-compassion, kindness, all of that is really important. All of it. Thank you for sharing that, YOLO XOXO. Thank you. Okay. So again, those feelings, the feelings of envy from Alex L and Emily King, all it is an invitation. Instead of looking at envy as like, oh, this is a judgment on myself, it's an indictment. No, envy is an invitation to do the things you want to do. I've said this before, and I keep using this example. I'm not envious of people who are climbing mountains because I don't want to do that. I'm not envious of people who are fighting fires. I'm not envious of people who are, I'm trying to think of things that people do that I don't want to do. Fixing cars. Not envious of none of that. Why? Because I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. But when I do feel envy, right, it's information. It's an invitation. It's leading me. Hey, you see what that person is doing? Maybe you could do something like that. Maybe those dreams that you pushed down, those dreams you pretended that aren't there, maybe you need to unearth those again. Brush them off. Relook at them, right, with fresh eyes and try again. It can be an invitation, but there is a negative side to envy that I do want to talk about. The negative side of envy. What is the fruit of that? Pursuing things we really don't want to get what they have. So contorting ourselves and manipulating our lives pursuing things that don't really bring us joy because we want to be them. And we're not really checking in with self like, oh, how would that look like for me to do something like that? What do I really want to do? What specifically do I want from these people, right? It could look like spending time looking at others, living their lives and not living your own. When you're envious of other people, you're too busy looking at everybody else and judging yourself up against them and comparing yourself and thinking to yourself, I can't do that. They did that. Dang. That idea they took already. Somebody's already doing that. These feelings. All that time and energy wasted when you could have been focusing on yourself, on the work that you have to do, on collaborating with other people, asking them how they're doing it, right? Getting on board with their mission, their vision. It's wasted time and energy. It's wasted time and energy. And I want to ask you all, how has envy negatively affected you? You don't have to share it here if you don't want to, but I really want you to consider, how has envy negatively affected you? And one of the things that I was doing, I read a scripture, Ecclesiastes 3:4. And it says, I realize the reason people work so hard and try to succeed. They are jealous of each other. This too is useless, like chasing the wind. Coming down, it also talks about, some say it is foolish to fold your hands and do nothing because you will starve to death. Maybe so, but I say it is better to be content with the little you have. Otherwise, you will always be struggling for more. Always be struggling and striving. And that is like chasing the wind. Again, I saw something here on earth that was useless. I saw a man who had no family, no son or brother. He always worked hard, but he was never satisfied with what he had. He never asked himself, for whom am I working so hard? Why don't I let myself enjoy life? This also is very sad and useless, right? So the negative fruit of envy that we just talked about here, right, is working so hard, trying to succeed because we're envious of other people. We see it all the time. Like people who are exhausted and burnt out, they want a medal for that. And I understand that because that's how I felt. I felt that I had to matter by overdoing. The busiest person in the room, the most exhausted person, the stressed out person is the most celebrated person. We celebrate the martyrs. We do. We celebrate them. Like we in this culture, I will say, in this culture, we celebrate the people who break their backs to hold everything else up, to hold everybody else up at the expense of themselves. A lot of people are working hard, not because it brings them joy or because they feel called to that work. A lot of people are working hard because they want to be seen as good as the other people standing next to them. Useless. Chasing the wind because it'll never be enough. People are always like leveling up the expectation, but you can opt out of it. You could be like, you know what? I don't really care anymore. I want to be happy and joyful and content. So that's the first thing, right? People work hard trying to succeed because they're jealous of each other. They feel that fear. They feel that fear of like being unsettled because people who are always striving for more, always competing with other people, they never get rest. They're never rested. They're always exhausted because you can't even rest and celebrate the things that you did because you're too afraid that somebody's going to take it from you. Somebody's going to take your spot. Somebody's going to take your place. So when you're doing things out of envy, it's not restful. It's not healthy. It's not joyful. It's not even enjoyable. You can't even enjoy the goods that you do have. Okay, moving on. So when it says, some say it's foolish to fold your hands and do nothing. I mean, I think about the culture, how it's like grind, hustle, hustle, hustle. When Gary Vee was like, the peak, what was that? Like maybe like 5 years ago when Gary Vee was like all the rage. It's like, no, you need to breathe, sweat, eat ish, and then you'll be happy. And I never felt good about that. Even when I tried to do that, it just never felt good to me. And I realized because that's not who I am. I don't want to hustle and grind and compete and eat ish. I want to eat good. Okay. I want to eat a salad. I want to have salmon and like all the things, right? I don't think that to be successful, I have to suffer long all the time. I don't. But it says maybe so, but I say it is better to be content with what little you have. Otherwise you will always be struggling for more. And that's like chasing the wind. So example, you have a car, right? And you're like, oh my God, I love my car. I love my car. And then I see somebody with a fancier car with more gadgets and all this other stuff. And it's not until I saw this other car that I'm like, dang, maybe I should trade in my car. That's how America works. That's how marketing works, right? They prey on our envy, on our jealousy, on our insecurities. They prey on our inability to be content. There's never enough in America. America is not the land of enoughness, right? It's the land of scarcity because people are greedy. America is not the land of the free, home of the brave. Sorry to break it to you. America is a land of the scarce because of people stealing things, people being greedy, people not honoring people, not honoring nature. Everybody's in a competition in America. And that's why this place is so restless and so like, well, there's a lot of reasons, but that's one of the reasons why this place is so restless. Okay, baby, listen. I want to eat good food. Because how is eating ish going to help me do anything? How is that going to help me do anything? But the truth is, the sad part is, like, a lot of us don't have the time, the free time to care for ourselves in the way that we should, that we want to, because we have limited resources, limited accessibility, and we're always exhausted or working because the system seeks to exploit us and to drain us of our energy. But yes, let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Hi, Jessica B. Hi. Good morning. Southern Rose Tia D. Hello. Hi, Shakari Nicole. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Aw, the love of Tay. Hi, just showing love. Love what you do. I have to go through your playlist I created for healing. Aw, thank you. And thanks so much for watching. I'm happy that it's helpful. I hope it's helpful. Okay, let's see. Hi, Rosie Rose. Black women have been so foul and mean to me as a young woman. Working with them. I have left 2 jobs because of Black women working so hard to undermine or project whatever they are feeling. Yeah, and I'm sending you a lot of love because I too have been bullied by Black women. But it has taken me time because at first I thought the issue was me. I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep being bullied? What am I doing wrong? I'm not even being mean. Like, what? Like, I'm not competing with you, sis, right? But I also understand the system that they were brought into has also been cruel to them, has also taught them that, oh, there's only one spot for us or a few spots for us. You know what I mean? And if we all can't thrive. That's what they've been taught. And so they're going to be competitive with other people because they're afraid of losing their spot. They're afraid of somebody else taking their things from them, right? And so some people, no matter what you communicate, they're still going to believe that. They're still going to lean into that bullying, all that stuff. But when you actually show, like, actually, I'm an ally. Like, I'm your friend. I'm not here to compete with you, right? And also we have to understand that some people are operating from their own trauma with other women. Some Black women don't like other Black women because of their experiences with other Black women. Some of that stuff has nothing to do with us. But I also understand leaving the job because you don't have to put up with everything. You don't. Let's talk about it with Mara. Hi. Jealousy definitely triggers my imposter syndrome. Yeah. I feel I am qualified to be in certain spaces. Yes. And that envy that we feel sometimes is like, again, it is that feeling of like, oh, who am I to do it? Who am I to do this thing? You know, who am I to do this thing? Or someone's going to find me out. Someone's going to take this from me. It's that feeling. Like, I'm not secure. I'm not safe. You know, and for a lot of us, that comes from childhood. Again, if you've experienced poverty, you know what that feels like, the feeling of insecurity. Or if you grew up in a home where maybe you didn't have both parents or like the household was unstable, you know what it feels like to feel insecure and unstable, right? And like, yes. So yes. Thank you for sharing that, Mara. Mara, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, Jessica B. Samirian, hi. Beyonce just popped into mind, but that may be different maybe. Share more, please, because I have thoughts. Share more, please. Good morning, Darlene Stewart. Good morning. I'm still Maniki. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. If not, please correct me. I used to work with a woman from Panama who used to overwork herself because people would make derogatory remarks about her not being an American. Wow. What? I used to work with a woman from Panama who used to overwork herself because people, would make derogatory remarks about her not being an American. I'm sorry. That's awful. That's awful, and that shouldn't have happened. And I also understand what that feels like. I'm going to give them less things to say about me. Even if they think all these awful things about me, at least they know I'm a hard worker. At least they know I carry my weight, right? The air quotes. I carry my weight. Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. Hi, Lorado. Hello. So glad I caught this live. I'm glad that you're here too. You were literally shifting the dial from emotional intelligence up to spiritual intelligence. Wow. Bowing to you all the way from South Africa. Hi, South Africa. And I'm bowing to you. Thank you. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And yes, I want to eat good food. Yes. Oh, it was 11:11. Sorry, I missed it. But yes, thank you. Thank you for being here, Lotus Flower 5 or V. Hello. Russo-ish says, when I stopped trying to have a girl with my husband after 3 boys, she wanted me to continue. When I stopped trying to have a girl with my husband after 3 boys, she wanted me to continue. I was like, we have 3 kids already. And she said, well, I had 5. It's never enough. Oh, please. Not us comparing with, please. Yeah, no. That's wild. Yeah. It's never enough. Never. People are never satisfied. Like, just think, even with ourselves, we're never satisfied. We eat and then we get hungry again, right? And that's like a basic human need. So there's nothing wrong with that. But that's how like envy works. It's never satisfied. It's never satisfied. That's how jealousy works. It never gives what it promises. Jealousy never provides what it promises. Security. That's why, like, even we talk about this too, like in the rap game, you see so many people beefing, and I'm like, y'all are doing the same things. It's okay, right? Y'all are doing the same things. Y'all are both talented. I don't understand the beef. It's because they don't feel secure in their position. They feel like they have something to prove. Why? Because they created the industry that way for us to have to keep competing with each other. It's not our fault that we feel this, but we can change it. We can opt out. But it's not our fault that we've been put in a system where we're forced to compete with each other. We're forced from childhood. You're in school, right? You're in school and somebody puts up like, oh, if you want to have your sticker, on the paper, you have to get this, right? So now we're competing with our classmates. We're competing with each other. Then we're competing with other schools. Then we're competing with other counties. Like competition is baked into society. So it makes sense why we feel the need to compete with people, but we don't have to. We can change. We can unplug because that would be better anyway. In my opinion. Rosie Rose says, Beyonce and Nicki pops into mine as well. Beyonce has a great good girl image, but allegedly she has undermined other Black women from succeeding as writers, stylists, and musicians. I mean, this is the thing. I don't deny that. The music industry is cutthroat. The music industry is cutthroat, unfortunately. It is. Hi, Nia X. Hello. Welcome. Happy that you're here. Welcome. Samarian says, I think Beyonce initially outworked to stand out and make her individual career pop. But at this point, I don't know if she's still in competition, afraid of losing top spot or just on autopilot. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like Beyonce is Beyonce. You know what I mean? But I also don't think that people should be competing anyway. I think that's silly. Just be the artist that you are. Just be you. Everybody don't need to be a Beyonce. It's okay. Beyonce is already Beyonce. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like she's having more fun now, which is refreshing, but yeah, I'm not sure. Hi, Tot Tracks. Is all competition bad in your opinion? Not if it's fun. Play sports. That's fun, right? But for everyday life, yes. I think it's bad. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to compete. Just do well with what you have. Be good. Be a good steward over what you already got. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because competition means that there has to be a loser. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a loser if you're competing. And I don't think that there needs to be a loser for things to flourish, for people to do well. But if it's sports or whatever, have at it. Have fun. But also, like, it's sports. You know what I mean? Like, don't take that home. It's not that serious. We're just having fun. Yeah, so hope that answers your question. Okay. What else did I say? Okay, yes. Again, I saw something here on earth that was useless. I saw a man who had no family, no son or brother. He always worked hard, but was never satisfied with what he had, right? He never asked himself, for whom am I working so hard? Why don't I let myself enjoy life? This is also very sad and useless. So another negative fruit of envy, right, is loneliness, isolation. When you're competing with other people, you're hardly making friends. You're hardly building community. So that all the pressure is on you to have to do everything. Everything. Like, you can't call nobody and ask for help because you sabotage this person because you wanted to win, right? Like, you're isolating yourself. You're creating an island for yourself, and nobody succeeds as an island. Nobody is healthy as an island. Nobody is happy as an island. Not holy. Not holy. Oh, thank you, Michelle Bartholomew. I appreciate that. Thank you. Over on Facebook. But yes, isolation, right? And then never asking, for whom am I working so hard? I think that sometimes when we're overworking, we have to ask ourselves, so why am I working so hard? Why am I working so hard? Who is this for? Who am I trying to prove something to? A lot of us are doing a lot of hard things because we are trying to prove something to somebody else, or even ourselves. We're trying to prove ourselves that we're worthy, that we're enough, that we're capable, that we're worthy of celebration. We think that the only times we can be celebrated is if we're working hard or getting a degree or getting a job or getting married or having kids. And again, nothing is wrong with any of this, right? But that's not where your worth comes from. That's not where your value comes from. We're tethering ourselves to these things that aren't secure. Our status at our job can change. Our marital status can change. Our parental status can change, right? We can go from being, a stay-at-home mom or whatever, like a stay-at-home dad, whoever, and then your kids grow up and move out. And so now what? Right? Like, we're tying our worth to these things that change, but we have to hold on to a truth about ourselves that doesn't change. You got to know who you are to hold on to that thing. So why am I working so hard? And some of us are trying to work hard to prove something to somebody else this person said that I'll never be nothing. Me and my husband talked about that yesterday. How it's a trap to do things trying to prove somebody wrong. It's a trap. Don't do it. It's not worth it, because you're still ending up living your life for that other person. You're not free. You're not trying to do things that make you happy. You're trying to prove a point. And in that proving the point, you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself. So yes, so isolation, having no family, right? No brother. Not saying that you have to make a family, like have children, but like, where's your community at? When you're overworking and competing with everybody and seeing everybody as an opponent, you have no community. There is no community. You're alone. You're alone. So yes, it's also sad and useless. So that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. Hi, H&D Abroad again. Hello. I feel insecure when I want to collaborate with like you. Oh, listen. Well, here we go. Envy makes me feel that I have to move out of the way for folk I feel are more transparent, authentic, not negative, just insufficient. Envy, I would say that can be a part of envy. Yes. I think that envy a lot of times is like the feeling of like they can have it, but I can't. Like something's wrong with me. Like I can't do the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not calling you envious. I'm not saying that is envy. Some of it might be, you know, lack of confidence, lack of like, I'm not a psychologist, by the way, but I'm just listing things that it could be if I were to feel that way, because I have felt that way. Like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not interesting enough. I'm not special enough. I don't have an interesting story. Even that, again, me and my husband talked about that yesterday, about how people are living their lives to tell an interesting story as opposed to just be happy. Like, are you really doing what makes you happy? Or are you chasing an interesting story so that you seem interesting enough? Because you're already interesting. And also, I am regular, okay? I am regular. I'm trying to change my words because I be saying like I'm basic, and my husband be like, no, you're not. Okay, so I'm not basic, but I'm a regular human being. I be insecure too. I have faults. I have flaws. You know what I'm saying? I be struggling with stuff. A lot of the stuff that I'm sharing with everybody, I experience myself. I don't want anybody to feel, if you want to collaborate with me, send me an email. I'm open. I'm down. I be sometimes all over the place. So you got to give me time to respond sometimes, but I am open. I want to collaborate. I want to build community with people. I don't ever want to feel like people feel like I'm like up here, because I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, we're in this together. We're in this together. We're all figuring this out together. You know what I mean? So yes. I hope that helps. I hope it does. I know it's like just words, but I'm serious. I'm open. I'm available. Hi, Ayana Lilith. Hello. Or Inanna Lilith. Hello. We definitely need this lesson. I'm happy. I hope that this is resonating. I hope. Hi, Alicia. I'm recently new to your channel. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Hi, Love Wisdom. Good morning. Good morning, everyone listening from work. Yay. Have a great day at work. Excellent discussion. Oh, thank you. Nia X. Yes. Tethering ourselves to things that are not secure. That part. The only thing that is ourselves. Like, I mean, for me, it's God, right? It's God. It's myself. Other than that, all this other stuff, I can't control. I can't make happen, right? Like all these other relationships I'm in, right? I have to feel at home with myself first. I have to be tied to myself, content with myself first, because all that other stuff, I can't control none of that. You know, I could put up a video, for example, and nobody watch, right? I could start a business and nobody show up and not make any money. If I'm tying my worth and value to all these things that don't matter in the long run, I will lose myself. I will float away. But I have to tether myself to something that is real. And for me, that is God. For me, that is truth. For me, that is myself, right? My love for myself. But even that sometimes, my love for myself be faltering too. Some days I feel good about myself. Some days I don't. Sometimes I'm like, oh girl, please, like you're a mess today. You know? So yes, tying ourselves to something that is secure is important. Not that other stuff. Not work, your relationships, none of that. None of it. Hi, Tab A. Girl, I just love you down to the ground. I love you right back. That's funny. Aw, that's kind of you. Good morning, FaithWorks Inspiration. Good morning. Aw, thank you, Mindbikes XL. Thank you. What do you feel about the notion of men thinking a woman isn't pretty enough to have standards? Oop, it kept moving up. Hold on one second. What do you feel about the notion of men thinking a woman isn't pretty enough to have standards or to be cared for in a particular way? Love you. Much love to you as well. I think that's trash. I think that's garbage, and I don't care. Like when men say stuff like that, like, oh, she's not pretty enough. Nobody asked you your opinion. Nobody is making you a qualifier of anything. Why are you qualified to speak on anything? You can't even see the real worth in someone, the real value of someone. You have blind eyes. You're using someone's physical appearance to determine whether or not they're good enough for you. You're not a man that I want to listen to anyway. You're not a man that is in my circle. You're not a man that I care about. Whose opinion, I should say, I care about. I don't care about that. And this is not to you, that's to them. That's me speaking to them. And I'm frustrated about that because you all know what has happened recently with and I have a lot of thoughts on that. Maybe we can do like a separate stream and I might take it down later. But like I have a lot of thoughts on men who speak on who is worthy as if they're God, who is worthy of something, and what measurements they use, which is so shallow. You're telling me everything I need to know about you. Pretty enough? And pretty enough based on whose standards? What is your definition of beauty? Usually people who talk like this are using white European standards. I don't care, right? Like I don't care about what they think. Yeah. And obviously, like I'm saying that as someone who has not healed wholly, right, entirely from the beauty system here, the beauty standards here, right? Like we're all subject to, looking at ourselves and like judging ourselves and sometimes being unkind to ourselves, right? But trying to unlearn that, being attached to men like that is a waste of my time. Listening to conversations like that is a waste of my time. It's a waste of my time. Because also, who said that I have to care about what you think of me? What? Like, what? Anyway, but yes, thank you for that question, MindBikes XL. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm stuttering today, y'all, but I'm here. I appreciate that. Thank you. How do we get in contact with you? You can email me. I'm going to type it in. hello@AliciaRenice.com. I'm going to let you know this right now. I get easily overwhelmed, right? So I need to take a break. I need to take my time going through emails. But I'm open. It might take me a second to come back around, right? But I'm here and I'm open. So thank you. Thanks for asking. Hi, Queen Mandy the Third, or yes, Mandy the Third. Hello, glad to caught another live. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. Oh, thanks for the hearts and butterflies. Kiana D says, I've been watching your videos for a while and they brought me so much comfort and have given me permission to rest. That makes me happy. Can't thank you enough for what you do. You're amazing. Thank you. And thank you so much. And that rest, right? Which we talk about. The reason why people work so hard and try to succeed, they're jealous of each other. The fruit of envy is exhaustion, is being tired, overworking, doing things, not giving ourselves permission to rest because we feel like, or that jealous feeling, the fear of somebody taking our space, our spot. I know I felt like that. Like, oh, I can't rest because somebody else is going to get ahead of me. I can't rest. People are going to forget about me. I can't take a break. The algorithm's not going to be in my favor when I get back. All these things. And again, that really shows like how society trains us, but also how these technologies train us as well to be in constant competition with each other, to be constantly on the top of like the mind of everybody. That's not normal. How connected we are to people, how we know so much about every other person. It's not normal. It's not normal. As someone who does be too in the know about some stuff, it's not normal. Oh, I didn't say what I wanted to say. MindBikes XL. The woman who was assaulted, sorry y'all, trigger warning, violence. The woman who was assaulted recently with a brick. And I am very disappointed and disgusted and discouraged by a lot of the commentary that men specifically have made about this situation. And that's why I said like maybe I'll do a separate stream to talk about that. And I have not talked about a lot of things that I want to talk about because I don't want to bring that drama here because I want this to be a safe space for women, for Black women specifically. And I know, like, yes, there are men who come here that are very kind. Shout out to y'all. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. But you all are the minority. I have posted content about stuff that has nothing to do with men or relationships. And still, people come over here and act a whole behind because of what I'm saying. And that frustrates me. So in order to avoid the frustration, I don't talk about a lot of stuff because I don't care to be in conversation or attract those kind of people. But there are so many thoughts that I have. I have a lot of thoughts. I wrote a whole like essay or poem or prose or whatever the heck about this situation. And can I read whatever? I'll read it later. Let me stay on topic. I'm all over the place. But yes, I appreciate you asking that. So a man saying that, what you're saying, oh, she's not pretty enough. None of that matters. There's no amount of pretty or catering to someone's ego. None of it. There's nothing enough. There's not enough of you folding yourself in a pretzel that's going to protect you from people who don't want to protect you, who don't want to take care of you, who don't want to treat you kind. I don't want to have to manipulate somebody into loving and caring about me. No, gracias. We don't need to be in community, So yes. Okay. Rosie Rose says, also, I noticed that my friends who are with black men feel like they have to compete with me as a black woman. They act weird or say things side eye. Yeah. Yeah. And for people who feel that way, the question is like, what about your man makes you feel that way? Or what about something in your past makes you feel that way? Because you know what I mean? Like the insecurity that we feel sometimes has to do with who we're partnered with. If you're with a person who makes you feel insecure, yeah, you're gonna see every other woman as a threat. Right? Like you're gonna see every other woman as a threat. Or if your previous experience romantically has left you with like, oh, my homegirls, I thought she was my friend and she actually took my man. Like that's real. That's traumatic. And so like we have to figure like which one is it? Because I don't want your man. You know what I mean? It makes me sad. Because when I really think about it, patriarchy, all these things, even the reasons why women compete, like on the video yesterday, a lot of people left comments and I was looking through it, but I wasn't able to read and reply to all of them. But a lot of people were saying, well, we're talking about romance and men, but it's like it's men who create the feeling of scarcity. It's not women. Women left alone, like it's a lot of that competition and like the scarcity we feel with other women are from men. Because we know how men are, or those men. We know how those men are. So we're competing with each other, trying to get chose by a man who's not kind or generous or thoughtful or committed or disciplined anyway. Why do we want that? Why are we competing with that? Or for that? So yes, that makes me sad, Rosie Rose. That makes me sad. Oh, thank you for the hearts and sunflowers. I love sunflowers. I love them. Oh, St. Cloverton James, you're right on time. You're not late. It's all good. It's all good. Yay. Hi, the Twins Puppet Show. Hello. I love when they tell themselves, so I can move away from them. Yeah, yeah. And again, even people who are struggling with envy and jealousy, I still have grace for them and kindness. It doesn't mean that I have to keep you around close because that's still dangerous, right? Until you work that out or even acknowledge that, right? If you're denying it, then you're not safe to me. But I can work with you if you're saying, yeah, I do struggle with this, right? Because that's natural and normal. And I try to have grace for people because they didn't just get here jealous and envious. There were experiences in their lives that made them prioritize security because they felt insecure for some reason. My hope and goal is that I'm loving you enough, I'm being myself enough that you feel like you don't have to compete with me. I hope that you realize that I'm not your competition. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So two things can be true. Hi, Taylor Brooks. How would you handle someone telling you you're not good enough because you didn't go to a traditional college or live a more traditional lifestyle? I love you. Thanks for your insight. Appreciate you. Much love to you, Taylor Brooks. As someone who did struggle with that, with that feeling of not being good enough. Oh, I only have a bachelor's degree, or, my friends are getting doctorates and they're buying homes and, all this other stuff. How would I handle someone telling me that you're not good enough? It would hurt. If I'm in relationship with them, like if we're friends, like if it's somebody that I care about, then I'll tell them that their words hurt me. I'll be honest, like, yo, that actually really hurts my feelings. What do you mean by that? Why do you think that my worth is tied to this thing? Where does that come from? If we're not really friends like that, then I hear them and I understand where they're coming from because we've all been indoctrinated with that thought at some point. Like if I don't have what the rest of the world has, then I'm not enough. But I have grace for them, but I don't own it. It's not my shame. They're trying to make me feel ashamed because there's something in them that feels shame. And I would tell them that, like, I'm actually good. I'm actually doing things that I want to do. I'm happy. Like, if I really am, right? Like, I'm happy. I'm figuring it out. I hear you. And what I also will say is some people saying this are not trying to be mean to you. Some people love you. They don't want to see you fail. And they think that the formula for success is getting a degree, getting a good government job, settling down, buying a house, all these different things. So some of that stuff comes from a good place, but you can also say, I appreciate the love that you have for me, but that's not my life journey right now. That's not where I am in life right now. It's not like, and you can be honest about that thing. Like, oh yeah, I love that you're doing that. I'm happy that you're happy doing that. But for me, I don't really see that in my near future. Maybe at some point it will change, but right now I'm just figuring it out. And I think even when you own that, you honestly give other people permission to be able to own that themselves too, to be free, to be like, oh, okay, so you can be secure and not have a degree and not go to traditional college or have a traditional lifestyle. That's interesting. Or it might spark up envy within them, right? It might happen either way. Either way, it's resonating. Either way, it's hitting something within them, right? Because I can't resonate with what I don't have. We talked about that before. I resonate with something that somebody else said because I'm like, oh my God, me too. Same. So that might come up as like, oh my gosh, you gave me permission. Or it might come up as like, oh, I'm envious of you. And so now I'm going to try to tear you down and sabotage your dream and put you down so that I don't feel like a failure. So that I don't feel like I'm giving up on my dreams. You know? So yes. Yay. Hi, Faith Works Inspiration. I love the idea of cooperation and abundance versus competition and scarcity. Yes. You're healing us with this knowledge. That makes me happy. I'm glad. They act like if you're pretty enough, then you can be human. Yes. But they don't treat pretty women like people either. No. They treat them like objects. If I have to look pretty for you to care about me, you don't see me as a whole human being. There were people in the comment section of that video where the woman was harmed, and what somebody said like, oh, that's just some random woman. I'm not risking my life for some random woman. And I'm just like, she's not a random woman though. She's a sacred human being. The fact that you can't see her worth don't mean that she's worthless. The fact that you can't see her as important, the fact that you only care about who you're married to, who gave birth to you, or who you're siblings with, or aunties, or whatever, like just because you only value women in that way, which really means you only value women that serve you. You only value women that serve you because you only defending your siblings and all this other stuff really means that you're defending your ego and your reputation. I can't let this person harm her because it's going to look bad on me. And then if you can only extend your care to people who share the same blood as you, that's wild. That's wild to me. It's wild to me. Yes, protect your peace. That's, yeah. That's like, maybe I'll figure out a way that there'll be like a secret stream or something with memberships on Patreon or something, because I have a lot to say. I just don't want to say it here because I don't want to attract the wrong people. But yes. Oh, yay. You can never give, do, or be enough. Yeah, you can't. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm married. I am married. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But this name also, I'm like, whoa, okay. But yes, hello. Southern Rose Tia D says, you've done an amazing job making this space feel safe and peaceful. I understand your hesitancy when it comes to certain topics. Those discussions are beacons for harmful people. Yeah, exactly. Because they attract people who aren't really interested in having a conversation. They don't want to talk. They want to argue. And I don't want to argue. That's it. It's because of men. A lot of this infighting that's going on between women, it's about men's standards of beauty, men's standards of desirability. And we all do this because desirability equals protection. We all know this. Some sort of protection, even if it is short-sighted or shallow. But yes. Belinda Marie, hello. Alicia, I was just thinking last night that this society's rewards for suffering. Yep. This society rewards suffering. The more you can endure, the more good things are said about you, even at your memorial service. Listen. And I'm saying that because I agree. It makes me so sad when I go to funerals, like, oh, this person endured so much and they suffered throughout. I'm just like, what makes them happy? What did they enjoy? Like, what legacy did it leave behind? Not just of suffering and sorrow. Surely there was more to this person than that. But here, again, we don't celebrate ease or happiness or joy or people who are living life on their own terms. We don't celebrate that. That's like niche. Sadly, it's a niche of people being free. What is celebrated is people suffering. Sadly. Okay, yes. Many of them act like two different people at the same time. Yes, exactly. Hi, Renee Neves. Hello. Jasmine C says, yes, therapy has been helping me with jealousy and anxiety. I love that. That's good. That's beautiful. Samarian says, that's how I feel every other day about marriage and home buying. I rarely desire, but I get anxiety because all my peers seem to be on that path. Like, what's wrong with me? And I feel you. And there's nothing wrong with you. It makes sense. We've been programmed. Like, I don't know, this is programming. Do the thing, get the thing. And if you don't get the thing, then we're not going to see you as valuable, which is basically like, if you're not funding our economy, that's what it all is, right? Like, low key. Like, if you're not making this country money, then you're worthless. That's how we're treated. And so it makes sense why we feel that way. And I feel that way too. Like, dang, should I have this already? Should I have had a child by now? These are thoughts that I've had as 33-year-old woman. I'm like, dang. But I don't just want to have a baby because I feel pressured to have a baby. I want to have a baby because I want to have a baby. I want to have a family. Like, I want to be able to do long-term raising, not just like the look and the appeal. And I'm chasing some sort of time clock. That's silly. My mother had my brother at 42 years old. Lord willing, I got time. And if I don't got time, then it wasn't meant to be. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And I think that it's important to interrogate, like, why we want the things we want or why we feel pressured to do the things we feel pressured to do. So yes, I feel you. There's nothing wrong with you. I feel like it's the part of us that wants to be free and like and honest, and the part of us that we feel like we have to be at war with each other. Those two things, right? Like coming together, like who am I really versus who I have to put on to be respected and to be honored and to be loved and to be invited to the events and all these different things. They're at war with each other. You know what I'm saying? So yes. Yes. After centuries of them convincing us that they are our brothers, now it's your random person. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. But when things, I'm just going to say this, but when things happens to them, we're expected to show up and show out. But also statistically, like financially, Black women are very generous women. We are very community centered. Even if it don't look like, oh, we compete with each other. At the end of the day, it's Black women keeping the community afloat. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Marissa says it's just basic human decency to protect another person being harmed. That's it. They don't have to be and then somebody was commenting me in the comment section about, because I was disagreeing with this guy who basically said he only defends, stay out the comments, y'all. It's just nothing but headaches and vile things in the comment section. They will disappoint you every time. And so I'm going back and forth with this guy who's not making any sense, by the way. And I realized, I'm like, you don't have the range. And I don't mean this in a haughty way, but I'm too smart to have this conversation with you. I'm too sacred. I'm too holy to have this conversation with you because you don't want to hear what I'm saying. I'm wasting my time and my fingers in service space. So he was like, well, you saying all that stuff. I hope that you step in next time you see someone getting hit with a brick. And I'm like, I would. Like, what was that supposed to be a drag? I'm confused. Well, I hope that you help. I do. And the people that I usually turn to help me are Black women. I don't know if they missed the memo. I don't know. For me, for y'all who have Black men in y'all lives who are like everything, shout out to y'all. That's amazing. For me, when I am in trouble, I call Black women. I call my mother. I call my aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like I call my friends. And, you know, I have a best friend who is a Black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, besides him and my husband, I call women. I don't necessarily depend on Black men to do nothing for me. I don't know if that makes sense, but yes. I just saw that you have a live tonight with Marissa. Yes, we do. I'm excited. So yes, please check out Marissa's channel. This is Marissa. And I'll be going live with her tonight. I'm excited. I'm happy to be a guest and honored to be a guest on her channel. So yes, so please check out Marissa. Belle says it's funny how that when Black men, was getting attacked in Montgomery, it ended up becoming a whole brawl. People jumped into the water. I was gonna say the ocean. People jumped into the water, swam ashore to defend a Black man. And everybody was celebrating. A woman gets hit in the face with something that could have ended her life. That tells me everything I need to know. Hi. Hello, Kiki Monroe. Hello from Maryland. Hello. Yolanda Volsi says, my only job in life is to be happy. I love that, Yolanda. It's my job and my responsibility to be happy. Exactly. That's the irony. We don't know what they enjoyed because all they did was endure. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because that's all they did was endure. And honestly, nobody cared. Nobody cared. You know? Yeah, she is. Yes. All right, let's get back to the notes real quick. And then we'll come back to the chat. And hello, yours truly. Hello. And Nobody B says they always add things when they are talking about us. Like when it's other groups of women, it's women. For us, it's the random woman, these modern women, or females, as I like to say. Females. Yeah. It tells me everything I need to know. Yes, I am 33. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, you'll have exactly what you want. I love that. It's FOMO, and I think we all have been there. Yep. I love your positive energy, by the way. Thank you. Much love to you, Russell-ish. Much love to you. They will. The comment section will disappoint you every single time. Yes. When things need to get done, Black women get it done. It's not debatable. We get it done. Sadly, with limited access and limited resources and all the things, we still figure out a way to get it done. Because who's coming to save us? And I say that, but it's so true. I grew up feeling like no one's coming to save me because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't have to say like, oh, if you want anything done, Ask a black woman. That shouldn't even be a phrase. But yeah, yes. There was a study or an article about how women tend to protect and men are more inclined to be the bystanders. Yep. Everything is a lie. LOL, protectors and providers. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I'm glad you said it and I didn't. I don't call on black men. I don't trust them to show up. I know that's sad. And then I feel bad, like, oh, like people are like, oh, you're just bashing men. It's like, no, this is the history of a lot of black women. Are all of us lying? Like, a lot of us don't trust men because of the experiences that we've had with them. There's a reason why black women are drawn to each other. Like the warmth, the roundness, right? The kindness, the generosity of black women. Even if they don't have a lot, it's still a lot. Like we make do with little and we share and we figure it out. Like, it's not a drag, it's the truth. What do you want me to do about that? Anyway. Same. I see red when you say females, my ears are just covered. My ears are just covered. But yes, okay. Let's go back. Sorry, y'all. We are off track. We are off track. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so the fruit of envy is exhaustion. Yes. So let's come down. So exhaustion causes pain and suffering when we believe that we can't have or experience those things that we desire. Instead of allowing, instead of allowing, that envy to be a prison, let it be an invitation. It's an invitation. So the question I have for you is, how can you accept the invitation and allow yourself to experience those things and or gift those things to yourself that you want? For example, we may envy the permission someone has to live a free and creative life. So how can you do the same thing in your own way? How can you do the same thing in your own way? Sorry, I have thoughts. I'm reading your comments. I'm trying to stay focused, but yes. Maybe you truly want permission to be yourself, right? Maybe you're envious of someone else because of the West's individualism. You feel like there's already someone doing what you want to do. But we know that we work better together. There are a lot of people in the space talking about a lot of the same things. There are a lot of people, like even within, and I use them as an example because I'm sure a lot of you have heard of them. Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow, Adelia Aborishade, right? Like H&D, right? Like all these different people are talking about their own experiences with like moving outside of the country or going abroad or becoming free. Again, there are a lot of other channels as well. The Blacksit, there are, again, a lot of other channels, but like there's enough room for all of them and they all collaborate and work together. There doesn't have to be standalone. They all work together. They have whole summits together and share the information that they've gained and learned over the years and share it with us generously. We can do the same thing. We can do the same thing when we opt out of European standards of what success is. We don't have to be cutthroat. We don't have to be anxious and scared. We don't have to be doing everything alone. We don't have to be overworked and overstretched. We can lean into community because we're communal people anyway. That's how we succeed. That's how we thrive. And that's how we thrive healthily. When you're doing everything by yourself, you're exhausted, you're irritable, you have no time to do anything else because everything is on you. Everything. That's not healthy. That's not how it's supposed to be. So, yes. So we may envy someone being praised or being seen. So how can you praise and see yourself? Have you not shared your accomplishments with other people? Are you proud? Like, and when I said like, are you proud of your accomplishments? Meaning, don't downplay your stuff. Celebrate yourself. Take yourself out to dinner. Have a nice dessert, right? Take yourself to a massage. Celebrate yourself. See yourself. I know a lot of times for myself, I was waiting for someone else to see me, but I needed to see myself. That's how I needed to heal. Stop waiting to be seen by other people. Stop doing stuff for the approval and the hand clap and the praise of other folks. What is your life not attached to this organization? What is your life not attached to online spaces? What is your life for real? What happens when it's just you and you in a room? What are you doing? For me, celebrations, sitting in my car, watching, videos online and eating in the car. That feels good to me. That's fun to me. Taking myself out to dinner, going to the movies. What else? Like seeing myself, like, and doing things that I want to do, not things that I feel like are going to give me a good story to tell, or doing things that, this will get them here, trying to prove something to somebody else. What does Alicia really want to do? And sometimes that's nothing. And it feels like, I can't rest because the world is going to push ahead of me. You're not being left behind. You are exactly where you need to be. There is no competition for real. There's not. It's manufactured. It's fake. It's fake. And we don't have to buy into it. I don't want us, our minds, our hearts, our communities to be a place where capitalism, white supremacy, all these different places succeed because we're infighting and fighting each other and then fighting ourselves, feeling like we're not good enough. You know what I mean? We're being used as tools of oppression. Our bodies are being used as tools of oppression. Be free. Set yourself free. Like I said, envy is inspiration. That's all envy is. Until like, so it's inspiration, right? Until we tell ourselves that we can't have it, or because that one person has it, then I can't have it, right? Well, that pain that we feel, that wanting of that pain, that's what creates envy. But at the top, it's just inspiration. It's just an invitation. Again, the harvest of envy, right? Is that pain you feel. That pain of like, dang, that person did it. That frowning of your eyebrow, that like inability to breathe. When we were in a session, I was like, where do you feel envy at in your body? Like, where do you feel that at? And for me, it's right here. It constricts. I can't breathe. I'm having shallow breaths. My heart, it's almost like my body wants to run, but there is no race to run. Like that's how it feels. And I realized like, yo, there's nothing beneficial about me feeling this envy. Nothing. When those feelings rise, how can I treat it nicely so I can feel it, honor it, process it, and so it can move out of my body? Because it's not healthy. And another thing that we talked about in the session was there's a scripture that says like a hope deferred makes the heart sick. A lot of us are envious of other people because our heart is sick. Like that feeling. Like for me, when I feel this here, my heart is sick because my dream is being deferred. I'm not giving myself permission to dream my dream. I'm not giving myself permission to do the thing I want to do. And so I feel that wanting to do the thing, but I deny myself the ability to do the thing because I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think it looks nice enough. I don't think I'm qualified enough. You know what I mean? So I push it down, and that makes us sick. Our dreams are given to us to do the thing in the way that we can do it. Like we talked about 2 days ago, right? Doing the thing. Just do the thing. Because when you are doing your thing, there is little room for envy. Because what are you envious of? You're doing it now. You're not watching other people do their thing. You're doing it now in your way. And so now that you're doing the thing, now you can actually collaborate with people that you actually admire and look up to. People that you think are better than you are. And you realize like, oh, actually, we are the same. We're doing this together. There is no competition. We're all beautiful. We're all enough. When you operate in your thing, when you're doing your thing, you realize we're all enough. And even though like you still might struggle with some like, oh, am I good enough for this? Like, cause I still do, right? It's normal. It's natural. It's natural. But don't discount yourself because you feel that like something is wrong with me. It's not. It's those two parts of us that are at war. The part that is fearful and the part that wants to be free. You know? So what is the remedy for envy? Interrogating that feeling. Gifting yourselves what you truly desire. Gratitude. Being grateful. Like that scripture says. Some may say it's foolish to fold your hands and do nothing because you will starve to death. Maybe so. But I say it is better to be content. Be content. Being content with what little you have. Otherwise, you will always be struggling for more. The car that you were just grateful for and like, yes, I got a car. Be content with that. Be content with that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourselves, right? But you don't want to overdo it and always be chasing something that you're never sitting still and never sitting and reveling in the beauty that is your life now. What do you have that you're not seeing, that you're overlooking because you want something more? You think that having something more is going to give you something more respect, more kindness, more accolades, whatever, access. Being content. In America, it's really hard to be content because we're always told to be discontent. Because if we are discontent, they get our money. They get money from us when we are discontent. When we feel like we're not enough. When we feel like we don't have enough. When we feel like what we have doesn't measure up to other people who are riding alongside us, whatever that looks like, a car, a house, a degree. We are always in competition with other people. Really interrogate for yourself and ask like, I want this. Why do I want this? What do I really want? Because sometimes you don't even want the thing. You want the feeling of the thing. Like when I was envious of Alex L., I didn't want her life. That's her work. What I wanted was the feeling of being secure enough and brave enough to share my own story, to write and share with the world. That's what I really wanted. I didn't want her life. I wanted the freedom that she looked like she was experiencing, because I also don't know what kind of freedom she's experiencing either. I don't know her. So I wanted that, but I want it to look like what it looked like in my life. And if I'm not careful, if I'm not checking in with myself and saying, what does Alicia want? I will mirror everything that she's doing and then end up a ladder 20, 30 years from now, not even fulfilled and happy, because I'm just doing stuff that I think works, that I think I should do, you know? So gratitude, presence, permission to be inspired by other people. You're allowed to be inspired by other people. You don't have to find new ideas all the time. You don't. If you see something, oh my God, that's amazing, run with it, right? Don't copy. Give honor where honor's due, right? But like, it's okay to be inspired. You don't have to have a brand new idea, because there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything has already been done, but it hasn't been done by you in the way that you want to do it. That's Bible. That's a quote from Audre Lorde. Like, there is nothing new. It's just new ways of doing something, new ways of conveying something, right? It's all been done before, but that's not the point. If you're waiting to do something that nobody else has done, you'll never do anything. Everything has been done. Everything. Yes. Yeah. So a lot of us, like I said, are experiencing envy because of our own denial of our dreams, which is a dream deferred. It's beneficial, right? Envy becomes bad when we act on it. When we are sabotaging others, making others feel bad about that's when envy becomes bad. Okay. So I'm going to look at what y'all saying in the chat, and we're going to talk about jealousy, because it's something very different. So let me go up. Yeah, females. I can't do it. Because people will literally say, yeah, men and females. First of all, the English is wrong, right? Like, but men get to be men, but women have to be, yeah. Anyway, so yes, let me come down. Yolanda says, my energy now is different from my energy as a child, and I can see the difference. As a child, I was not protected at all. Now I'm always protected. Yeah. A lot of us knows what that feels like, and I felt that way too. Like, I wasn't protected as I should have been as a child, and so now I'm doing a lot of protecting of myself. So I totally understand that. I do. My Spike says, I do think community was a major difference when Montgomery and the lady who was hit with the brick. The Montgomery man's coworker stepped in along with other Black people in the dock area. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. People risk everything, risk their jobs to defend, which again, sure, do it, right? But keep that same energy. Yeah. I had a man tell me, again, going back to this, I had a man tell me that it's smart not to defend people because you don't know what people are going to do. And I'm just like, in what world, or like it's brave for men to sit on the side and do nothing. And I said, in what world is it brave to not defend the defenseless? Yes, just gross. Yes, collaboration is resistance against oppression. That's a word. I need to write that down. Collaboration is resistance against oppression. Exactly. I've honestly never felt jealousy or envy. I'm not sure if it's because I have autism, but it's a feeling I've never felt. That's good. That's good. And again, like, I think that sometimes, again, envy turns into envy when inspiration is not followed or like given permission to like thrive and take root. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, envy could just be inspiration. You're like, oh my gosh, I admire this person. I like what they're doing. But when we deny ourselves, like, oh, I can't do that, they're doing that, they're special and I'm not, I think that's when it turns into envy. Like that chaos, it's like that pain attached to it, because we're looking at something we want to do, but we're not giving ourselves permission to do it. Like that in between space is like envy. So yeah. Yes, everything is on me, but I break everything down to smaller projects. I love that. Yeah. I am waiting for someone to see me. I think I'm great, but it would be nice to be validated. Yes. And I see you, Ariana. I don't know specifically what you mean, but I see you. I honor you. And I know, right? We all want to be validated, and validation is important. Belonging to community, like, that is where we find validation, or that's where we're supposed to find validation. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry that you're not being seen or validated, but I'm here to validate you. Not that you need it from me, but I'm here to validate you, and I see you and I honor you, and I'm sending you so much love. I am. Oh, that makes me happy. Hi, Planet Terra Art. Hi, co-living homes, homesteads, etc. are the future for many of us to survive and do it well. Exactly. Community. If all of us are living in the house, you know, the mortgage is not just set on one person, or the cooking is not just set on one person. The cleaning is not just set on one person. We can all share in things that we can provide. You know what I'm saying? Things that we can share with community. So yes. I love the fact that I have autism because I don't have those feelings. I don't even think about what other people are thinking about me. I love that. I just think about how I feel about people. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Just care about how you feel about just care about how you feel about others, and know that what other people think is none of your business. That part, because what you gonna do when like, and I've tried this. Oh, I care about what they think about me, so let me change. I change is still not enough. I'm still gonna have to keep changing and performing and auditioning. This is good advice. What people think about you, it really is none of your business, unless you are doing harm to them. That's a totally different conversation. But if they're like, oh girl, I don't like you because you wear yellow Crocs, I'm not gonna stop wearing yellow Crocs because you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that, Yolanda. I appreciate that. Yes, gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly. We want what you want because of how we feel. We think it'll make us feel. I'm stuttering today. Right. We want what you want because of how we think it'll make us feel. Exactly. Exactly. Russell Ish says it's about balance and learning to focus as much on being as we focus on doing. I love that. Focus as much on being as we do on doing. I love that. I love that. Marissa says, right, I wanted to be a writer, not her life. Exactly. Exactly. Wow, you're envious? Yes. I would have never imagined that. There are so many feelings I'm glad I don't feel. Yeah, I'm glad you don't feel that either. And that's the thing, like, I think there's a lot of, like, I don't know, like, shock, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm human, y'all. I am human just like y'all. I struggle with things. I battle depression, anxiety. Like, there are a lot of things that I struggle with. And envy was one of the things that I struggled with a lot because I didn't think that I was capable of doing it. I didn't think that I was good enough. It didn't show up as like, I'm going to sabotage this person. It didn't show up for me as like, I hate this person. Like, I want bad things for them. No. For me, it feels like, the envy feels like, dang, I wish I was good enough to do that. Never checking in with myself and saying, actually, we can do that. Never giving myself permission. That's where the pain came from for me. For other people, it shows up differently. And that's okay too, but it all usually stems from the same place. So yeah. Yes, thank you, baby. Hi, beautiful people. Please show your support by hitting the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Yes, please. I appreciate that. And this is what I also want to say is, if you experience jealousy or envy, there's no judgment. There's no shame. It's normal. It's human. It just is. Again, like I said, like, you feel sorrow. It's like when you are connected to anything, there are a lot of emotions that you feel to that thing, whether good or bad, whether from good places or bad places. But usually when we care about something, that's how we feel about those things. I'm a very passionate and feeling person, and I care about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff makes me angry. Injustice makes me angry. A lot of stuff makes me sad. A lot of stuff makes me cry, beautiful tears, like, oh, it's so pretty, like, because I'm a very feeling person and I'm very, very present. But I have to take note of what I am feeling, what I am saying, and what I'm interpreting that to mean. So when I see someone doing something that I want to do, it doesn't mean that, Alicia, there's less room for you to do it. It means like, oh, let's go. This person's doing it. Let's do it in your way. It's like confirmation that we're looking for. The sign that we talk about, the sign we're looking for is the person you're envious of. Do the thing. So yes. Oh yeah, no, I hate that too. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Nicola Sean. I appreciate, oh, activate the like button. I like that. Listen, I don't mean no harm, but yes, it's wrong. I think my autism makes me literally have to do whatever I'm thinking no matter what. Okay. I just do whatever I'm thinking all the time. Listen, that's a strength. That's something I told you I'm trying to like lessen the time between I get the idea and me doing the thing. So like your goals. Okay. I'm trying to lessen that time. Just idea go. But yes. Yes. Tonight, I'll be with Marissa on her channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come out wherever you are, if you're available. And let's hang out. Let's talk. Yes. I think my envy went away when I realized not everything is as it seems. This is another good point. We all put the best of ourselves on our lives in social media, 1000%. We're judging ourselves based on a curated feed. Think about that. We're judging ourselves based on somebody's photo album. That's all Instagram really is, and Facebook really is. It's a photo album. Like, here's what I did today. My life looks so amazing. Meanwhile, you have no idea the stress they're under to keep producing this stuff, trying to keep up an image, having to look happy all the time, because it's tied to their money. It's so much stuff that goes into it. Yeah. But everything is not what it seems. People are normal just like us. People have bad days just like us. And we think like, oh, I need to do what they're doing to be happy. And sometimes they don't have happy days. And that's also okay. Hi, Striding Through Doors. Hello. Yes, the book, The Art of Not Giving an F, was a great read and very helpful tool for me. I love that. I still haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. It's been on my list for like years. So thank you for the suggestion. Aw, I appreciate that. Like now, I'm running a 6-figure business alone, but I want to watch you right now, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, thank you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. You literally could be anywhere in the world with the internet, but you're here with me. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate that. I'm brave, ready to face and endure danger or pain, showing courage. What about not protecting a defenseless human? Oh, yes. Due to fear, it is possibly, oh, excuse me, fear of possibilities is brave. Exactly. They couldn't tell me, and I blocked them, so I didn't really care. I blocked them after a while. Hi, Purple Pink. Hello. Great topic, and even tangents that I don't even think are tangents need to be expressed. I appreciate that. So this live, I'm taking my time. Last time I tried to like keep it under an hour. We still were over an hour. That's also okay. But like I like taking my time. I like taking my time and working through things in real time. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Judgment is another emotion it took time to understand. No judgments. Yeah. Yeah. Greetings. I missed it. Where'd it go? Greetings from Louisville, Kentucky. Enjoying the chat conversation. Hi, Tanya Moss, and welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Yes. Same. Injustice makes me so angry. It makes me feel so powerless sometimes because I feel like I can't do anything about it. So yes, I mean, you can, but you know what I mean? Like the people who have the power to do something about it aren't doing something about it. And so I'm trying to do what I can with what little, influence I have here. Trying. So yes. Hi, South in the city. Hello. South in the city. Excuse me. I got off social media because it is fake. It is fake. It's fake. A lot of it is fake. I try to follow people who are real and authentic and don't mind sharing like their themselves, their real selves. But yes, if we're not careful, we will take in a lot of content, a lot of ideas, which is also marketing. These social media platforms are marketing to us what we should want, what we should desire, what we should look like, what we should sound like, how we should think. A lot of it is programming us. Social media is programming us, and it is fake, and it's making us shells of ourselves. If we don't agree with this, if we don't go along with this, we're going to be ousted, like on a public platform. You know what I mean? People are afraid to share how they really feel because of fear of like groupthink and all this other stuff. So yes, a lot of it is fake. When we have an idea, just go for it. I love that. When we have an idea, just go for it. It's your inner being pointing you in the direction it knows all of your goals are. I love that. A word for the people. Thank you. Ooh, I like that. Transmuting of the envious energy from envy to inspiration. Exactly. Hi, Shellwell. Welcome. Hi. And hi, Chosen High Priestess. I'm getting like the description of what you put in there. But hello. My fellow brothers and sisters, we are equal in the eyes of our Creator. Sorry, I'm burping. I had a salad for breakfast. So in the eyes of our Creator, universal Creator, the Most High Heavenly Father God, yes, we are all equal, period. I love that. I'm witnessing how envy, jealousy manifests in various cultural groups has been interesting. How it shows up in Asian cultures versus Hispanic versus Caucasian versus Indian cultures, etc. is interesting. That is interesting. Ooh, yes. Coach Yolanda said, and hi, finding what's true to me. Hello. Coach Yolanda said to ask God, universe, for what you need and be honest. Strength to be seen. Ooh, it went up. Strength to be seen, to be cared for. It had never occurred to me. Just asking is freeing. Yeah. And it does mind to pass. I love that. And yeah, there are times where I'm like, God, I need help. Help me. I need this specifically. I need money for groceries. I need a plan to figure out how to make this money for this thing that I want to buy. How do I get this thing along? Like, I gotta ask. I gotta ask source. Hello, help. It's me, God. It's Alicia again. Help me. So I completely agree with that. But it's funny how we don't think to do that. Depending on what you believe. Like, it's interesting how we don't think to ask. We don't think to ask. And I feel like a big part of that is because in the society, we're almost shamed for asking for help. We're shamed for asking. We want to get it out the mud, which is really like our ego and like our pride too. Like, but we want to get it out the mud. I did this by myself. Ain't nobody help me. Like, to be able to say that when it's not a flex. It's not a flex. And we're going to talk more about community too with the coming days, but like, it's not a flex to say that you did everything by yourself. That's wonderful, especially if you don't have no other choice, right? I still celebrate you. I honor you, but it shouldn't have had to been that way. And that's not the standard. It's not the standard. We should be doing stuff in community with one another. So yes. And so I think because of that shame we feel with asking for help, we don't even ask God for help. And God's like, I'm God. Ask me. Ask me. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, I judge, but I judge for danger and not for the sake of judgment. Absolutely. So, like, you're judging when you're crossing the street. You're judging when you're getting in a car. You're judging when you're figuring out how to cook something. All of that is judgment. So when people say, like, oh, we shouldn't judge, that's not true. If we're not judging, we're putting ourselves in danger. But yes, not for the sake of judgment, for the sake of me feeling better or bigger than somebody else. No, no. I need to judge that these people are not safe. I need to judge that these people are not safe. I need to judge and assess the risk in the situation to keep myself safe. Judgment is important. It was given to us for a reason, right? We just got to use it well. That's all. But yes, I agree with you. Nobody be. Yes. First name, last name. Hi, welcome. I've been feeling so alone lately as a woman. I feel I have to use my being as a weapon. Yeah, to get things that I need and can't get myself. I love you for all the wisdom you're giving me. I've given me. You're grateful. Wait, sorry. Oh, you've. Okay, sorry. My bad. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're able to use it. I thought it was me. I was like, oh my God, I'm not reading this right. I did not think it was you. But yes, I'm grateful. That makes me happy. And I understand that feeling. First of all, that's very poetic and it's very heartbreaking. Using your body as a weapon to get things that I need and I can't get myself. And I'm sending you so much love because I know what that feels like. And that's rough. That's rough. Yes, I strongly believe it's important to establish boundaries with social media. 1,000%. Absolutely. I've unfollowed accounts this week that have made me mad, especially around this whole brick situation. Unfollow. Because I realize all these social media platforms, when they're sharing Black women's trauma to get them eyes and views, not to keep us informed, not to keep us informed, but to make money off of it. And that is the kind of content that skyrockets. That's the kind of content that gets eyes seen. Because of all the engagement and the infighting that happens beneath the comments. They don't even delete the harmful comments. And some of that stuff I'm realizing is just like, oh, it's just trauma porn. It's trauma porn for them. Like, this Black woman could have lost her life and you're using it to get views. Like, it's disgusting to me. Like, you're not really creating a place where people can have a conversation or alert people to what's going on, because I do think it's important to stay informed on some level, right? To know what's going on. But if your goal is not to help or to heal, what is the point of sharing this woman's pain? Screen recording, like, you screen. It was hard for me to watch that. It was hard for me to see her face. And I couldn't do anything about it. It broke my heart. It made me angry. And I'm just like, y'all are just screen recording this stuff and sharing it to be sensational, which means that even Black women's pain is profitable to you in that way. Not even in the tearing down of Black women, but also in sharing our pain and trauma like it's entertainment. People are watching this pain and trauma while eating dinner, while commuting to work. Like, this is normal. Like, I couldn't even watch the whole thing, the whole thing through the first time I saw it. I could not do it. Yeah, but yes, social media leads to overstimulation and constant comparison to others. Not good for our mental health, emotional health. Exactly. And just think about, like, all the, again, talking about, like, the traumatic stuff that we see. Just think of, like, how that's wearing on our bodies. Think about that. You know? So yes, let me come down, y'all. Because y'all are saying some good stuff. Ooh. Yes. Wait, are y'all talking about me? Some stuff? Oh no, I wasn't talking about you. Unless you're talking to somebody else in the chat. But no, I wasn't talking about you. No. Marissa says, that's so true. We are shamed for asking for help, and that makes us hesitant to ask again. Exactly. And help is a very vulnerable thing to say, because people can deny you help, but also they can help you. And even accepting help is vulnerable and scary. You know, taking away that pride that we feel that, like, oh, I did it all by myself. Like, we feel like it discounts us in some way, and that's not true. It's not true. But yes, just like our Creator commands us to rest, yes. Yet many actually fight against resting every week. What draws us to work against our own best interests? What's the root from that? Fear. I mean, I think the root from of a lot of stuff is fear. But that might be an oversimplification. But I think that we fear being broke. We fear not being cared for. We fear not mattering. We fear people leaving us. We fear us losing our worth and our value, especially if we're tying our worth and our value to ourselves, right? Like, to our jobs, to how people see us. I also think pride sometimes, like, again, that pride, and pride I feel like also comes from fear of not mattering. People are very prideful when they fear not mattering. When you have to put someone down or be like, well, I'm team no sleep. I worked hard and you took a nap. You think you're better than me because you deprived yourself of rest because this society has programmed you to do so. Because that's not normal. Why would anybody in real life work against their own interests? If you're tired, go lay down, right? If you're hungry, feed yourself, right? If you need a hug, go into community. But we're taught to like go against all these like natural things that we desire and need because we are seen as weak if we seek those things. So yeah, I think it's fear for a lot of stuff. That's just my own thought. That part, the hate you have to have, the hate. Okay. Yeah. I think I might end up reading what I wrote down in my journal because y'all are basically saying the stuff. Y'all are saying the stuff. Asking for help is something I struggle with. I had an outpatient procedure in July. Doctor had to talk me into calling a friend and not an Uber to take me home. Yeah. Isn't it awful? Like we feel like we're inconveniencing people in our community. Like we're a burden. Oh no, Maya. But I understand that feeling. I get that. Melanated women are the most unprotected, disrespected. There we go. Commoditized. It's so horrible. How did we get here? Yeah. That's Malcolm X. A Malcolm X quote. Somebody also, whatever, girl. Somebody in the comment didn't know that Malcolm X said that. It's just annoying. Forget it. It's like, this conversation's over. I no longer engage with Black trauma on social media. It's a boundary I set up back in 2021. Never turn back. It didn't serve me and didn't help the situations for me to become upset. Exactly. Oh, I love this. I no longer feel a responsibility to bear the burden of Black trauma. I've decided that my bond with my community will not be a trauma bond. I love that. I seek positive ways to bond with my community, and I love that. We have to stop internalizing all these things. So many things coming towards us from every angle all the time. It's like that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I haven't even seen that yet, but yes, it is a lot. It is. You have to do a stream on this tragic topic. Yeah. This collectively, yes, that brick hit all of us, right? It's a collective pain, a collective trauma. Obviously, like, no, the woman was hit with the brick, but we like it radiated out to us. We saw ourselves in her face. We saw ourselves in her. And I think that's what people are missing. Like, this is not an isolated event. And I don't think that it's normal that we think that this is an isolated event. We should all genders should feel disrespected because of what happened. All of us. The audacity. The fact that someone doesn't fear taking the life or the sanctity away from a Black woman. That's wild. That's wild. No fear. Yes, vicarious trauma is real. It is. To me, us Black women have always felt like the disposable necessities. We are very important for profit, yet very dangerous to the structure of the society because we are the complete opposite of it. That part, first name, last name, that part. I literally so I'm starting to like write my ideas down because I think I just might put it together in like a memoir, not a memoir, but like just thoughts. I don't know. We'll see. But it's like, I really had to make peace with being wrong because I was born wrong. I was born in the wrong body, born the wrong gender, right? Born the wrong sex, born in the wrong skin in the eyes of the country, right? And so a lot of my life I was trying to be right or trying to see myself as enough or right or not wrong. And it's like, I'm okay with being wrong in the eyes of other people, but I don't see myself as wrong. I'm perfect the way I am. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of things there, but yes. Whew, okay. Yes, exactly. Yes, treat others as you would desire to be treated. Do unto others as you would desire others do unto you. It's that simple. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Exactly. And that line, love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? That means that you have to love yourself first and then you love others, right? You're supposed to mirror. And let me say this. I don't agree when people say, oh, you can't love others if you don't love yourself. I don't think that's true. I think what happens is that when we don't have if we don't have a good standard of what like loving ourselves look like, anybody can treat us any kind of way. And also the way that we love others might be flawed too, in that we're trying to love other people to get love back when really we're supposed to love God, love ourselves, and then love others as we love ourselves. As good to ourselves as we are to be good to other people, but we got to be good to ourselves first. That's being in right alignment. So even if you don't have enough to give anybody else, that's okay. Focus on you first. On you first. Focus on loving yourself first. It's not selfish. It's literally right. Love yourself first. And then from that overflow, you love other people. You do unto others. But if you're not doing for self, you shouldn't be doing unto others. You know what I mean? So, but anyway. Okay. So here we go. Jealousy. Let's talk about jealousy, friends. Let's talk about jealousy. So jealousy, the definition of jealousy is, oh, hi, Cancer on. Hello, welcome. And hi, Tea Time Beauty. Hi, beautiful. Hello. Let's see. That part, it'll always be flawed and codependent if you start with self-love. If you don't start with self-love. Exactly. Okay, so let's see. Jealousy. So the definition of jealousy, feeling threatened, protective, or fearful of losing one's position or situation to someone else or something else. We'll say something too. But feeling threatened, protective, or fearful of losing one's position or situation to someone or something else. Jealousy to me makes sense. It is fear-based. We're afraid. The root of jealousy for many is insecurity and fear, and also trauma that we've already experienced of not having or someone taking away from us. Excuse me. And so we get in this place where we're just like, I want to get in a position. We say things like, I'm going to get myself in position so that nobody can ever take anything away from me. I felt that way. I'm going to be so successful that nobody can take this away from me because I know what it feels like to have something taken away from me. Security, right? Like the foundational security you're supposed to have, like as a human being, as a child, right? I'm going to do something so nobody can take that away from me ever again. We think these things. That is a form of jealousy. And it's not necessarily about like a specific person or thing, but the root is like the fear. The root is fear. It's like, I'm afraid someone's going to take this from me. So I'm not going to share. I'm not going to collaborate. I'm not going to let nobody in. I'm not going to trust y'all because y'all not trustworthy, right? Like that's how jealousy comes out, but it makes sense. It's a trauma response. It makes sense. My own jealousy is trauma informed. The things I went through inform my own jealousy. Right. And we talked about this before, like sometimes it's not scarcity mindset. It's real scarcity. It's experienced scarcity. Scarcity is manufactured here in the States. It's created so those don't have to make money. Right. So those don't have. And so like a lot of us feel like a lot of us struggle with scarcity mindset because we know what scarcity feels like. We've struggled to feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, have options. Right. We struggle with being able to give what we want to give, being able to help our own family and friends out of binds. We don't have nothing. We know what that feels like. And so we don't want to gaslight ourselves and be like, I just struggle with scarcity mindset, but you're never really admitting to yourself like, no, I actually experienced scarcity. It's not just a mindset. It's my body remembers. I remember we tried this thing already and somebody took it away from us. You're smarter than that. The jealousy is almost trying to protect you, but it's not healthy. It's not a healthy place to come from. The jealousy makes sense, but it's not healthy to stay there. That's what I'm trying to say. So the question I have for you are, what are the roots of your jealousy? What are the roots of your insecurity, or you're feeling like someone's going to take something from me, or you're feeling unsettled, or you're feeling like there's not enough to go around? That scarce feeling, right? Where is the root of that, and where is that coming from? The fear, the experiences set the foundations for our lives and affect how we see the world. So, right, my roots, right? Feeling like I'm not enough, just a few of them, right? Being discontent with what I have. Feeling like what I have isn't enough. Being done wrong by others. Being abandoned by others. My place being insecure in their lives. So we talk about like, and I've never felt this way romantically, but like we talked about how people feel. Somebody brought this up, like how, my friends when they're married or when they're with men, they think I'm trying to take their man. I think, like I said, I think a lot of women have felt like that pain of a woman coming along and their husbands, boyfriends, etc., whoever, lovers, leaving them. And so to avoid that from happening again, they feel jealousy. It's like, oh, a woman will never take my place. And now you're doing backflips and competing for this man who's also not crap if he's going to leave you for the next pretty thing that walks in the room. Like, who has no self-control. Like, I see gorgeous women every single day. And I see attractive men every single day. And not one time do I say, you know what? I'm going to leave my husband for these people. You can express, like, I know, like, people are beautiful. That's wonderful. People are amazing. They're talented, all these different things, but it don't mean I want them. Right? Like, and so I think for me, it's like, for a lot of women who feel that, I have grace for them. I have grace for them. And my goal is not to be like, oh, you a hater, girl. Don't nobody want you. Like, that's not my response. My response is like love. My response is like trying to show you I'm not a threat. I don't want him. I'm here for you, actually. Like, he's just here because he's with you. You know what I mean? But also, like, I do know some cool guys, but like, it's all platonic, and it can exist. So for some people, their insecurity comes from things they've experienced. For myself, like, I've talked about past lovers, my father not being there, friends that have sabotaged me. But also, like, I realized that a source of my insecurity has also been in my relationship with God. With God, I have felt like God doesn't see me. God doesn't keep me safe. God doesn't recognize what I've been through. God doesn't honor me. God doesn't take care of me. Like, all these different things I have felt. Like, God has failed me, right? That's how I felt. And so because of that, I'm like, God, you do everything else for everybody else. Why don't you ever do anything for me? You elevate other people. Why don't you ever do anything good for me? I felt that way. And I've been jealous that, like, what I have, exactly. It's not true. I know it's not true now, but that's how I felt. Like, God, you don't see me. I'm trying. What's up? Right. And it's like, I'm holding on to my things, and I'm like, no, you're not going to take this away from me, because you're not going to leave me out here. You're not going to leave me out here destitute. And that looked even in that showed up even in my friend circles. I was so afraid to let them go, because I felt like, oh, I need to be attached to them. Like, even my jealousy made me hold on to relationships longer than I should have. I had friends who were awful to me, but because I was afraid of not mattering to them anymore or not having any worth or value, I held on too long. You know what I'm saying? And it fell apart, and it hurt my feelings. But also, it was good that they left. But also, I realized my worth is not attached to how they see me. So jealousy don't have to look the same for everybody. It's not just about like, oh, I'm not sharing. Oh, I'm gonna sabotage you. Oh, you think you're better. It's not a lot of that has nothing to do with other people. A lot of it has to do with a lot of it has to do with our own experiences, our own trauma, our own fears. And again, it was this belief that God doesn't have good things or plans in store for me. And so there was a lot of trauma there. I felt like God abandoned me. So I have to do my part to secure myself and take care of myself, because God's not doing it. That's how I felt. You're not taking care of me. So I'm overworking. I'm stressed out. I'm applying for jobs I don't even want. I am discounting my abilities to do things because I don't trust myself and I don't trust God. And always feeling like someone is coming after me, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Good things don't last forever. So I have to keep and fight to keep whatever goodness I have, even if it's not the best goodness for me. Whatever things that I thought was good, I was holding on to because I didn't think anything else good was going to come. That scarcity mindset, that fear. That's how jealousy showed up in my life. Or that feeling of not being blank enough, not being said. I hate my jealousy, but I also know these seeds of jealousy were planted in my youth. And a lot of it was not my fault. A lot of it was not my fault. A lot of the roots of jealousy were planted by others at a very young age. So for you, I ask, like, what are the roots of your jealousy? Where are the places that you feel insecure, or you don't feel safe, or you feel like nobody has your back? And are you operating out of jealousy or abundance? And I also want to say, if you feel like you struggle with scarcity, it's not, because people will say, like, you can't have good things if you struggle with scarcity. When we live in a scarce country, again, like I keep saying, this country is founded on scarcity, on theft, on violence, on awful things. This country runs off of scarcity. This country gets rich off of scarcity. So you feeling scarcity makes sense because it's all around us. Like, technically it's not really all around us, but they create it in a way that is all around us, because greed is all around us. Greed is killing the trees and, displacing the animals and displacing people. All of it. Okay, so I said I hated my jealousy. But I also know these seeds were planted in my youth and at a very young age. And I'm doing the work now to uproot those things and to fight against those things. And it's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to trust what you can't see. It's really hard to trust what you've never experienced, what you've never known. It's hard to trust, like, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna be myself and trust that the right people will show up, that I am at the right place at the right time, that what I need will show up for me when I need it. It's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult. But again, what is the fruit of jealousy? Yes, yes. That's so real. Not believing that anything better will come along, so we cling so tightly. Exactly. Exactly. So what is the fruit of jealousy? No matter what you achieve or do, right? Talking about the scripture we just read, Ecclesiastes 4:4-8. Exhaustion, like I said, exhaustion, working hard, chasing the wind, right? No rest is found with jealousy. None. None. When you're doing things because like you're trying to hold on so tightly, you'll never have peace. You'll never be at peace. You won't have community. You'll be isolated. You'll be fearful all the time, insecure all the time, fighting constantly to maintain. So in the video yesterday that I posted about why Black women envy each other, I think it's just people in general, right? But Black women specifically is who I'm platforming, right? And so this idea of Nicki Minaj came up because at the time when I made the video, like she was under fire for like not being nice to the girls, to the rap girls coming up. And it made me sad because I'm just like, Nicki, you are a phenom. You are talented. You are beautiful. Like you're in my mind, you have made a name for yourself, right? You have established yourself. But she still feels the need to compete with other women. Why is that? It's not her. It's the industry. It's the industry that uses women, abuses women, that puts women against each other all the time. It's that mentality from the men in that industry who are planting those seeds of jealousy and envy within her heart. Who knows what she had to get through to get to the top where she is, you know, and feel how you want to feel about Nicki Minaj. This isn't necessarily about like whether you like her as an artist. It's just the drama that was happening. And it felt so sad because I'm just like, girl, like people look up to you. There is no competition. You could be giving to the girls what you didn't have. You could be sharing wisdom with them. You could be creating your own, like, low key, you could create your own like woman rap label where women don't have to do things that compromise what they believe or compromise their safety or their security for a contract. A lot of women have to do a lot of awful things in that industry to get ahead, to be seen, to be heard, to be valued, to be taken care of. She could have made a different way, but instead she used that jealousy and envy to create more beef and more strife. And now like this person's afraid to work with this person because this person's associated with this person. It's just silly. It's so silly. It's so silly. And so when we are in competition with one another, when we are jealous and envious of one another or jealous of losing or afraid of losing the thing, we sever ties, we sever relationships, we sever opportunities to uplift the entire community, for us to all thrive. All of us. Like we're envious of people or jealous of people. If I, was Nicki Minaj and I'm not, but like whatever, like I could mentor them. I could help them because I know stuff now. I could help them. And I think about like how we're not sharing with one another and how many things we are lacking, how we're not being scarce. How we're not being abundant because we're believing scarcity that says, if I share this, I'm going to lose this. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. When we share things, it's like a seed, right? It's a gift. When you share something, you put it in the ground, it flourishes and grows. It's the exact opposite of what we've been told. When we share stuff, right, with the right people, with good ground, obviously, with good soil. When we share stuff, because we know what we have is alive and good and beneficial, it's going to do beneficial things. And you're going to see the benefit of that eventually. Maybe not today, tomorrow, or a year from now, but later. Believe that more than like you're not throwing seed on the ground. If it's good ground, you're throwing like on the street. I'm looking at the street. You're not throwing seed on the street. It's going in good ground. Does that make sense? So whatever you give is going to flourish. It's going to take root and flourish. And it's going to give back to you at some point. Not that you should be doing stuff to give it back, but it will, because that's how it works. That's how the law works. Reciprocity, karma, all the things. That's how it works. Reaping what you sow. So what would be the remedies? Oh, I'm sorry. Another bad fruit of jealousy is emptiness, no matter the success. No matter the success. So we're seeing someone who we think is like, girl, you're amazing. And you're still fighting. You have no peace. You have no peace. Because of what you have experienced. Again, I don't know her personally. I can't. I don't know. But like from what I'm seeing, like you're opting into scarcity and jealousy, or operating out of jealousy, out of that fear. You're operating out of fear. And so what happens? You plant fear, you reap fear. You plant fear, you reap fear. Fear grows, creates more plants and seeds, and then you have a whole garden full of fear and scarcity. And I know sometimes it's hard, but what if we instead pivoted and took a turn actually into abundance? Instead of me believing my fear, right? The fear trying to keep me safe, trying to keep me protected. Maybe I can try once more. And so the question I have would be, what are a few remedies for jealousy? The first thing I said is being content with the abundance you do have. Sure, we want more. Sure, we want different, right? But what do you have already? That's amazing. Right now, I'm looking out my window and a hummingbird is like, we have a hummingbird feeder on the porch, and the hummingbird goes from limb to limb and from the limb to the hummingbird feeder. To me, that's abundance. Like I get to these cutie little hummingbirds. Like that's abundance to me. I have good friends. I have great friends. I have my words. I have language. I have the ability to write and to create. I have my husband. I have myself. I have my imagination. Like, what do you have? Instead of focusing on what you don't have, what do you have that you really enjoy? And make it personal. Make it personal. I love my sense of humor. I make myself laugh. I think I'm pretty funny. Everybody may not get it, but I be cracking myself up. Right? Like, I'm abundant. I really do have everything. Even if I don't have the things I want, I have everything. So being content with the abundance we do have. The next thing I said is creating communities where we can rest, unfold, share, and be supported. If you feel like you're out here by yourself, if you feel like you're like on an island and nobody knows what you're going through, create a group for it. Whether that be, online or like at a library or just your friends hanging out on the phone. Let's check in with each other. We don't have to do life alone. Create communities where you feel safe, where you can be honest. You know what I'm saying? Where you can be honest with yourself and with other people. Where you can share and be supported. Where there is no like spirit of competition between you all, because we can all thrive. Find safe communities. And if you don't have it, create one. Lean into community, which is countercultural. It's countercultural. The way that we find the solve for the problems that we have is not by using, what is it? The master's tools, right? Cannot, oh my gosh, the Audre Lorde quote. The master's tools cannot break down the master's house or something like that. But it's the same thing. We think that we live in a society of envy and jealousy and bitterness and fighting and violence and and we think that violence is going to solve for violence. We think envy is going to solve for envy, and jealousy and competition is going to solve for all this stuff. It's not. That's a lie. In order to break down these systems, we have to be countercultural. We have to be brave. We have to do something different. So when I feel that envy and jealousy rise up in me, I lean into community. I connect with other people and quiet that fear down. I'm safe, girl. You're safe. We're okay. Proving to myself that I'm okay. We're good. There's nothing to fear. No one's going to take nothing away from you. And I'm also being my own friend and my own protector, right? To be like, I got you. I got you, Alicia. You're good. You're not a kid. Nobody's going to take anything from you. I got you. Excuse me. So that looks like sharing ideas with other people who are safe, right? Who want to work with you. Hold on one sec. Hi, Indinia Austin. Hello. Thank you for the like on Facebook. I appreciate that. And it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, but it's good to see you. But yes, sharing ideas with other people, right? Asking for help. Understanding that you don't have to be the source of every original thought or idea. That's too much pressure. It's too much work. You're not God. Relax. Sometimes sit down a little bit. Like if you feel that rising up, put yourself in a position where you are around and being poured into by other people. You don't have to do everything alone. You don't have to do everything alone. Understand that you still have worth and value. Though in the system you are seen as a number, right? You still have worth and value outside of this, because these systems are evil and unjust and just despicable. And you're a sacred human being. So you shouldn't be comparing yourself to the system's values and worth anyway, because it's all flawed. It's all perverse in some way. And understand that it's never just jealousy. It's fear, insecurity, trauma, and pain. The fear of not mattering. The fear of being invisible. Sometimes we're afraid of not being seen. We want to be seen so bad because we've gone our whole lives being invisible to people. That makes sense. Like, I know what that feels like to not want to be invisible, because when you're invisible, you're not being protected. You're not being cared for. You're kind of thrown away, or you're used when it's convenient. I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like. Start with seeing and honoring yourself as enough and worthy. It's not an overnight thing, right? It's not an overnight thing, because like sometimes you do have to fake it till you make it. I'm gonna just be honest. Sometimes I be faking it till I make it, right? Like when I feel insecure, or when I feel like I'm not enough, when I'm afraid to do a thing, I show up and I still do it, and I'm scared, I'm sweating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm already aware that it's okay. Like, because I feel fear or insecurity doesn't like disqualify me. It makes me human. And it shows that I want to do the thing. And because I care so much about this thing, I want it to do well. That's why I feel the fear, because I care. I care. I care about how I treat people. I care about how people leave this live, for example. I care about how y'all feel. I care about whether or not I'm fumbling you or not. I care about whether or not like I am helping in some sort of way. That's why I check in, like, does this make sense? Is what I'm saying making sense? Some of that is insecurity, but some of that is like, no, am I on the right track? Is what I'm saying making sense? Is it helpful? Because I could just end this live. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be harmful to anybody. And so sometimes the fear I feel is that I don't want to harm anybody with what I'm sharing or saying, you know? So checking in. So yes. So starting with seeing and honoring yourself as enough and worthy. It's not an overnight thing, but the question is, how can we better honor and see ourselves as worthy and as safe? That's the question we should be asking. When we feel that insecurity or that fear, someone's going to take something away from me. What do I feel like they're going to take away from me? What do I need? What do I need to see or give to myself? Like, what are they taking away from me? So we'll use romantic relationships as an example, because that seems to be the easiest. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm with somebody romantically, and I'm afraid of losing my position in their life. So I have a lot of thoughts there. But my first question is, what am I afraid of losing? What do I feel like somebody's going to take away from me? This person. But really, is it about that person? Or is it about what our relationship means? That I am chosen, that I am picked, that I am somebody, someone? Like, what is that really about? And do I really want to be tied to a person who makes me feel insecure? Right? Do I really want to be tied to a person who would make me feel insecure? That's another conversation. But like, what do I really need? I want to feel secure. I want to feel like I am grounded and settled. Not that I have to keep auditioning for people's acceptance my entire life, because that's what I had to do my entire life. I am tired. I am tired of having to audition for people's love, for their care, for their commitment. That's exhausting. Okay, what do I really need? I need rest. I need rest. Even if that means letting that person go, I need rest within myself to know that I am worthy, that I am enough. How do I go about doing that? Showing myself that I see myself, that I am enough, that I am worthy enough, that I am valuable enough, even if this person chooses not me. If this person leaves me, how do I sit with myself and say, even single, even without this person, even without being chosen by other people, I choose myself. How do I choose myself? Right? And that takes time. That takes time to get there. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. And sometimes we avoid that honesty because we feel like it's too ugly or too scary or too imperfect. But the only way that you heal is by getting to the root of that thing. For myself, like for Alicia, right? Like, because I never really felt like, oh, this person's going to take this person away from me. But I have felt like if this person leaves me, then I'm worthless, then I'm nothing, right? Where does that come from? When I got to the root of what I was really feeling, it went back to my dad. My dad chose not me. My dad said he wanted to be happy when he left. So he left, he wanted to be happy. That means I don't make him happy. So I am not a good thing. Why do I feel like I'm not a good thing? Because that seed was planted when I was young. And it made me believe that I was not a good thing. So now in every romantic relationship, when a person leaves me, it's re-establishing what he said to me. Those words. I'm not a good thing. I don't make people happy. I'm not good enough. How do I unlearn that? How do I unravel with that? Therapy, right? But getting to the heart of like that situation. Where does that come from? Why is it that, and I've said this in the group session that we had. Why is it like at every father dance at a wedding, I would cry because I knew that I would never experience that. And I didn't. I did not experience that. But I cried every father-daughter dance because I was like, I want so badly to have a relationship with the person who made me or half made me, right? Like, what about me is it? These are like thoughts that I had. What about me is it that my father didn't find it worthy enough to stick around for? That's what that's about. You know what I'm saying? So the whole example is like to getting to the heart of what that jealousy is really communicating. Things that went unseen, untended to, right? Like things that need to be healed and held and loved. Those broken parts in us that we avoid because it's not pretty or it's not convenient or acceptable to talk about with other people. Find the right people to talk to, even if that is your therapist, even if that's yourself. I do a lot of self-reflecting in my journal. Write down a lot of my thoughts and try to process things. And when it's hard to process, I come outside of myself. But sometimes we just have to sit there for a second and ask, where is this really coming from? Where is this insecurity coming from? Where is this lack of being tethered coming from? What's going on? You know, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for that. I do. It's taken me a long time to get here. Because I just saw that. Yes. And I'm sending a lot of love to you as well. I'm sending a lot of love to all of y'all who know that dad wound, who knows what that feels like. It's painful. And it's hard to reconcile because it doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. That's the thing. Like we're left with these wounds that we're supposed to like intellectualize, but it wasn't supposed to happen in the first place. So it's hard to intellectualize that. And no amount of intellectualizing, whatever. No amount of you using your intellect to make sense of the situation makes it hurt even less. Even for myself, I know like, and thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate that. So like that part, right? That had nothing to do with you though, friend. It was on him. And I agree with you and I appreciate that. And that's really kind of you to say, because I didn't feel that way all the time. But even knowing that it's him, it still hurts. You know what I mean? Like it still feels like theft. It still feels like abandonment. It's not like, you know, the man has passed away. He lives within 15 minutes of here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're making a choice. You're making a choice to not be around. And that's hard. And so have grace for yourself with those feelings. You don't have to cry, mourn, be angry. Again, go to a rage room and break stuff. Do what you got to do to process those feelings because it needs to be seen. It needs to be unearthed and to come out and to be processed. I was talking to my husband yesterday in the car and I was like, you know what? It really is the grace of God that I haven't lost my mind. Like it's like we hear people say that all the time in like gospel songs and in the church and like all, but for real, like it is by the grace of God that I have not lost my mind with all the stuff I have been through. But I think something that has really helped me in my healing journey, along with God and community support, love for my family and friends, right? A big part that has helped me is me giving myself time and permission to be angry, to be upset, to cry. When I'm mourning something, I am mourning it. Okay? I am on the ground. I am crying myself to sleep. I'm doing all the things that aren't pretty, that people say that you shouldn't do. And then what happens? At some point, I have processed this enough where, yeah, it might come up a little bit later because we're not judging ourselves if it comes up again. It might come up a little later. It might still hurt. I might still cry about it, but it hurts a little less because I have given myself the time to heal and to be ugly like a scab on a wound. I have given myself time to cry, even if that's 10 years. 10 years. And I have my sanity because I allowed myself to fall apart, if that makes sense. And this is not like an ableist thing because, yes, mental health things are real, okay? So we're not going to do that. But I'm saying that, like, I've given myself permission to fall apart so I don't have to hold myself together. So now I'm actually feeling whole. Even though we know that we are whole, right? We are whole, even as we're healing. I still feel better because I've allowed myself to grieve, to cry. And thank you, Planet Terra Art. Thank you. Pass the plate. Y'all funny. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and sincere heart. Thank you for listening and thank you for honoring it. I really appreciate that. I don't take that for granted, y'all. I really don't. Because y'all can be like, boo, we don't care. Oh, thank you. And I'm sorry that y'all have that experience as well. Thank you for the hugs, baby. Yes, exactly. You were not lacking. He was. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, it is painful. Yeah. Oh, thank y'all so much. Yeah, don't try to make it make sense. Just love him and let it be. Yeah. I literally had to get to the point of like, I don't expect anything from this person. I don't. Though I feel like a father should do things and should show up certain ways. I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm also not going to put myself through harm over and over and over again, expecting him to be somebody that he's just not. And I've tried, like, you talk about auditioning. The auditioning I was doing in my romantic relationships was the auditioning that I was doing for my dad. Hey, Dad, thinking about you. Hey, Dad, do you want to go out to dinner together? And like that same, hey, love me. I'm enough. See, I want to hang out with you. Aren't I interesting? Don't you want to come back and hang out? Like that same feeling, that same energy I took with me in my romantic relationships too. So when somebody started to become cold or distant or abusive, right, I'd be auditioning for their love all over again. But we have to give ourselves room to feel those feelings and to do those things, like to confront those ugly parts, those things that we don't like, and do it in the time that you can do it, because confronting these things sometimes takes a lot of energy out of you, a lot of time. So honor yourself and give yourself the time that you need. Yes. Oh, thank you, Cam from the shy South Side. Hello Chicago. Hello. I'm over here, all in my feelings confirmation. Okay, I'm sending you a lot of love. I hope it's good feelings. I hope it's helpful. I appreciate that. I resonate with so much of this, Alicia. Thank you for sharing your insight into the process of de-weeding. You're welcome. Finding the root of the patterns. Yes, because that's the only way you're going to heal. Not dealing with the fruit of it, not pretending you're not jealous, not, saying affirmations. And though all that stuff is like supplemental, it's helpful. I think what's really important is that we get to the root of the thing. Because if you're saying something to yourself and your body's like, girl, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. And they don't believe it because they've experienced something different. And sometimes it's hard. We got to confront those hard places. Hi, Mr. Axion. Why is it hard to be honest with those feelings, especially when you tell your closest friends or maybe family members that you envy their lifestyles? I think because of shame. I think we've villainized envy and jealousy so much that we're afraid to even express it. We don't want to be judged as envious or jealous. It's like a a red letter. It's like a scarlet letter. It's like, oh, that's an envious person. That's a jealous person. They're evil, right? We equate that to evil, and it's like, or like they just admire you. You know what I mean? It's if a person's like, yeah, I really admire. It's like, okay, let's do it together. Let's figure it out together. That's how the response should be. But I do think a lot of us were shamed into believing that jealousy and envy are not something that's honorable, if that makes sense. But that's just my experience. That's what I think. Oh, you said that last night. Yes. Yolanda says, I had that too, but I think about it in a different way. I think someone must be going, yes, absolutely. Something must be going on with him and wish him well. We don't know what the dads are feeling. That's true. I just had a visceral reaction, but yes, that's true. However, that doesn't absolve them of their responsibilities. It doesn't absolve them of the harm they've caused. And I hold space for both, right? Like I feel sorry for him because obviously he's experienced stuff in his life that some of the stuff I know about, some of the stuff I don't. I'll never know about it. And like that may have informed his understanding of what fatherhood looks like. However, it's still wrong. It's still not fair. It's still not right. So yeah, so it's both. Am I wrong for being honest with that or no? No, you're not wrong for that. It's not like I hate them or anything. I want to understand what makes them better than me. Ooh, so that's a different question. What makes them better than me is a different belief than me just admiring them and envying them, right? Like it's this idea that I think this person is better than me. Why? Why do you think that they're better than you? I think that's the question you should ask yourself first. Why do you think they're better than you? Even if somebody has something that you don't have yet, it doesn't mean that they're better than you. They might have the answers to how to get it, but they're not better than you. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. I didn't watch that movie, by the way, but that's the only song I knew. I think it's High School Musical, but yes. But yeah, that's the question I would ask you. Why do you feel like they're better than you? But then no, there's nothing wrong with you expressing that or sharing that or asking them how to do what they're doing, that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. No. Yeah, you got to purge. You got to. Hi, Russell-ish again. Imagine creating a whole profit and walking away. Ooh, that's rough. Totally his loss and our blessing. Plus, please know, even the dads who stay sometimes break us in ways. Yes, and that part, right? So I've been envious of friends who have fathers in their lives and come to find out some of their fathers are not good fathers. So even though they were there, they were still harmful, So yes. And I'm sending you so much love. I am. All right, let me come down. Yes, fall apart. Got to fall apart. For me to heal, I have to fall apart. So you telling me not to cry? It's not gonna work. You telling me, not you, but people telling me not to cry is not gonna work. Telling me like, oh, just pretend, just get over it. That's not no. I got to go through that thing, and when I go through that thing, it hurts. It's awful, and I've been around people who feel like my pain is inconvenient. I'm just like, you're inconvenient looking on the outside. How do you think it feels to be in it? I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Ooh, I like this. The Dark Knight. Once I let go with the obsession of trying to always look. Hi, the Dark Knight. Also, hello. Once I let go of the obsession of trying to always look like a good person. Ooh, I like that. It became much easier to see through that illusion and be real with myself. I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. A little shadow side. I met my paternal grandfather as a teen. He was awful. Wasn't who I thought he'd be. Yeah. Yeah. So my paternal grandfather is awful, which makes sense why my father is the way that he is. But yes. Hi, Priscilla Bailey. Thank you so much for the love on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, that's rough. So God will take care of him. The coals are not on your head. I appreciate that. And you know what's wild? I don't even want anything bad to happen to him. I don't want nothing bad to happen to my dad. For all the awful things he has done, said, for the awful ways he's treated me, I don't want any harm to come to him. I don't. That's not, for all the people who have ever done me wrong in life, I've never had the energy of like, oh, I can't wait to see you fall. I've never had that energy. I just want reconciliation. I just want peace. That's it. So yes. Okay. So let's start to wrap this up. Yes, exactly. Toxic positivity is not the way. We have to be honest about what we're feeling. Exactly. This faith works inspiration. My dad used to make empty promises. I will come see you. I'll buy you this. I think this caused me to fall for these same empty promises when I was in relationships and always led to disappointment. I'm right there with you. I know exactly how that feels. Waiting on I would wait on the porch for my dad to show up, and he would never show up. At my wedding, my dad was supposed to show up. He just went ghost and MIA. He stood me up at my wedding. Like, I know what that feels like. It's heartbreaking. I'm lucky. I'm blessed. My mom and my aunt, who was my dad's sister, walked me down the aisle instead, because he wasn't there. But it still doesn't remove that pain, that sting of disappointment, broken promises, like things that say like, dang, like I wasn't even important to you for this, So I know how that feels. Mara, what you laughing at? What you laughing at? But yes. Okay. Let's see. 1 second. Yes, the confusion part. Haven't seen my mom since 96. I'm sorry about that. But now she tries to guilt me for not helping her more. I found her father, etc. Although she's the one who abandoned me. Still not enough? Yeah. St. Cloverton James, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry about that. And Yolanda, I'm going to push back on this. I don't think we get what we expect. I hear you. But no, don't apologize. It's all good. I don't think we get what we expect all the time. I don't think that that's true. I think that we get what people give. And sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes it's not enough. But we get what people are willing to give. That's what I think. But no. We're all in this together. That's the only song I know. But yes. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate that. And thank you, Singing Queen. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Because he said it was going to come. Absolutely. So, no, I didn't get what I expected. But yeah, no. Anyway, what helped you know to choose to marry a man that knows how to love you and hold you despite that? Ooh. I didn't. What helped you know to choose and marry a man? I don't know. What helped you choose? To be completely honest, I was like stumbling through relationships when I was younger. Like, a lot of men mishandled me. We won't even get into that. But a lot of men mishandled me one after the other. And after a while, you start to like lose touch with like, what is it? First of all, you lose touch with yourself, with your own self-esteem, your own self-worth. But you also lose track of like, what is acceptable and what's not. So it took some work. It took some time. I don't think that I have an answer. I don't think I have an answer. But it took some work and took some time. And I think it took learning me. It took learning me, like getting back to myself again, even after being married, getting back to myself, like centering myself. Yeah, to figure out like what works for me, what doesn't, what I'm willing to put up with, what I'm not. And then also healing those places where my heart was broken by other people. Yeah. So yeah, my love story is not this, you know, I don't know. It's not, a rom-com. It's complicated. It's complex. But I'm grateful that I have the husband that I do have. And it's not, I don't know. I get weird when people ask me questions about relationships. Not you, Purple Pink, but just because I don't think that there is like a fix. I don't think there is a like a magic pill or like magical answers. Like we're together by choice, but we also had like a lot of issues like everybody else. We had things that we had to figure out about ourselves. We got married in our 20s, and so there were a lot of things that we had to relearn about ourselves and relearn about each other. So it was complicated. But yeah, I don't even know if I answered that question. But you can ask me a specific question. But yes, how did I know? I didn't. I just tried. I tried. So yes. Let's talk about it with Mara. Says, I decided to go no contact with my mom this year. It sucks when our parents don't face their trauma. Yeah, it does. It really does. It really does. Oh, and I appreciate that, Pro Pink. No worries. Just wondered where the shift happened to break the history of those who mistreated versus husband. Thanks for trying to answer. You're welcome. And maybe I'll think more about that. But yeah, I didn't. I feel like I did a lot of healing in my marriage. Like this idea of like, oh, you should be healed when you get married. That wasn't my story. I was not healed. I was still mourning other lovers after I got married. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my husband was helping me mourn. My husband was helping me heal. And I thought that was very different, right? Because he didn't have to. He could have been like, girl, that's for you to deal with. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But no, like, he was with me. He was crying with me. He was holding my hand through all of it. He was helping me sort out and process all the things that I had gone through, And that kindness, I didn't find that kindness with other people that I dated, So that was different. Exactly. He created a safe space for me. Exactly. And when I tell you our relationship, one of my favorite things about a relationship is that we got very real really fast. Things got very real really fast. Like one of our first, like when we were first starting to date, I have stomach issues sometimes that I'm trying to heal. And you're trying to be all cute and pretty and like, let me keep it classy and cute. And I had a stomach issue on like one of our first or early in our relationship. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I'm using this man's bathroom. Like just having a very human moment, like wishing I could have made it home before this happened. And he didn't judge me. And he didn't make it a big deal. He's like, people poop. It happens. People's stomach gets upset. It's not that serious. Meanwhile, I was around people. I was dating people who made me feel like it was a crime for me to be human at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was dating people who made me feel ashamed and embarrassed for like basic human things. And this person was like going to the store for me, getting me, getting me a Pepto-Bismol, and then having to come to the bathroom and hand it to me. Like, very, very humbling experiences. But I love that. I love that because that's who I am, right? Like, very human. I don't want to have to pretend in an audition. I didn't have to do that. And it was a very soft place to be, if that makes sense. I could be all of myself. Diarrhea and all. So yes. Okay. Planet Terra Art says, I knew my husband was different when I saw how viscerally and gleefully he was about me in our relationship. He was thoughtful of my comforts. Don't you love, isn't that refreshing? I love an excited guy. I love an emotional guy. I like for my partners to be emotionally in tune. Like, I like them to be expressive, like this playing it coy, and I'm not going to text you. Text me. Tell me you like me. Shoot. Be honest. Who wants to do all that? Anyway. See, yes, I've never used the bathroom or passed gas around. See, it's too much. Like they forget women pass gas and poop and pee like everybody else. Purple Pink, you didn't have to audition for him. Exactly. Oh, Yay! I hope that's good. I hope that's a good thing. I hope we're talking about good experiences. But yes, I love it too. I'm grateful. Now I'm blushing. I'm happy. But at the time, I was very embarrassed. I was very embarrassed. Oh no. I was in a 10-year marriage and never used it or passed gas, not once. Wow, it was a mess. I'm really sorry about that, Yolanda. That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, yes, I'm happy you met your match. A person, not a robot. Yes. And a person who honored my humanities. A person who, even at the beginning of our relationship, I would cry and he would look uncomfortable when I cried, but he never judged me for crying or made me feel bad about crying. He just handed me a tissue and like allowed me to talk about my feelings and things I was going through. And that was really refreshing to me. That was really refreshing. Yes. Tell me you like me. Tell me you want to take me out on a date. Tell me you thought about me this morning. Like, what is that? Who told y'all that women like that coy stuff? No. Well, I'll say Alicia. I can't speak for women. Alicia doesn't like coy. Alicia is very confrontational. When I love somebody, I tell them, oh my God, I love you, right? Even though he told me he loved me first. But romantically, that's different. But I'm very expressive. And so when I'm around someone who is not, I feel very like repressed. I feel like I'm doing too much. I don't ever want to feel like I'm doing too much, you know? So anyway, the Dark Knight says, and those dudes who try too hard to be nonchalant, yes, are attracted to you. Matter of fact, a lot of them are really obsessed with you, but they're also manipulators who need women to be humbled. Tell us the truth, the Dark Knight. Tell us the truth. Let's see. It was something taught to me by my grandma. I'm still working on it. Yeah, and it's all good. It's all good. Grace for yourself. Aw, bless you. He had the capacity and capability to love you maturely. Exactly. Yeah. My dating life was a mess. It was a mess. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to that dating. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to date either because, like, I'm good right now. But if I had to, I would do things totally different if I went back in time. So sorry. But there are also manipulators who need women to be humbled and want to feel like they're the most important thing to you. They just love the satisfaction of making an attractive woman feel unwanted. Isn't that crazy? The mental gymnastics. It's because they're scared, right? It's their fear. They're afraid of being left and abandoned. So you got to make me feel like I'm abandonable. I know it's not a word, but because you're afraid of being left and abandoned, you got to make me feel like I ain't nothing. That it's anything. That I'm anything. But that's how you feel about yourself. Whole time, I don't even do all that. I don't have time to manipulate people, and that's too much work. Like me, checkbox, yes or no, or maybe, right? Like, it's that simple. Thank you for telling us this also, because it puts actually some, oh no, I know what you meant. But it helps me to better understand some stuff. Because you'd be like, is it me? What's going on? Am I doing too much? And it's no, it's them. All right, so let me finish this talk. So I was thinking about this talk on jealousy and envy, right? We've talked about everything, y'all, and I love that. But I was walking in the woods, looking at the trees. And I was like praying to God, like, God, I don't want to be envious or jealous. I hate this feeling. It feels so restricting. I feel so like sick. Like, what's going on? Where's this coming from? And I was quiet and I was walking through the woods, and nature speaks and God answers. And so I was walking in the trees and I was looking at the trees in the woods and like how there are small trees and big trees, right? And for me, as someone who enjoys the woods, I don't care if the trees are big or small. I'm enjoying the entire thing. And these trees are not competing with each other. They're not. These trees are not competing with each other. We had a live about community over competition. This is like last year, I think. And the trees are working together. So even the smaller trees, we feel like small trees sometimes. We feel like I'm not enough. I'm too small for this thing. Like, I'm not good enough. This person is better than me. They're bigger than me, right? And so we feel like because we're small, we're insignificant. But because we're small, we don't matter. But even the small trees get taken care of by the big trees in the woods. So the reason why you see small trees usually underneath of a big tree, one, because a seed probably dropped, but also the big tree is protecting the small tree. You know why? The big tree finds the small tree beneficial. It loves the small tree. So it's shading the small tree, because if the small tree was exposed to too much sun, it would die. It would die. And so when I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, like how we talked about yesterday or 2 days ago about doing the thing, a lot of the things that we think make us not good enough A lot of the things that we're looking up to other people, like, oh, they have what I want and what I desire, I must be nothing. Even in that being a small shaded tree, we feel like we're in someone's shadow. Even in that shadow, there is protection, there is care. It's only humans, it's only us and our scarce thinking, right? Who see that and be like, see that big tree's not giving that small tree enough space to shine. Sometimes we don't have the things that we want or desire. I think sometimes because of protection. And I'm not talking about basic needs, because we all need food, we all need shelter, we deserve community, we just deserve safety, all those things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the things that we envy other people for, right? That we want so badly, when we could just nestle underneath of that tree and glean from it. Also, underneath of the soil, the roots are all together, connecting and sharing resources. What does that tell us? That no matter if we're small or big, we are all beneficial to the community. And we should all share. All of us. All of us. We should all be sharing the wealth. The reason why we feel lack and scarcity is because people are not sharing. People are not being generous and kind. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I was walking in the trees. That's an aside. But I was walking in the trees and I was saying all these trees are working together. It's only under this capitalistic paradigm that we judge ourselves against each other. Every other thing in nature works together. They work together. They work together. It's programming because of the scarcity created by those who control the resources. If I have y'all fighting amongst each other, knowing we're all struggling and suffering, you won't fight me. You won't demand what you really deserve, because you won't come together to ask for and demand what you deserve. If I have all of y'all arguing about followers on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or stuff that doesn't matter, about the car you drive, about the person you're married to, if I got y'all arguing and beefing about that, y'all will not come together and be beneficial to your community. Using Jamal's words, beneficial. But you're not being beneficial to your community, nor are you being beneficial to yourself or other people. You're wearing yourselves thin, windmilling on each other when you all are each other's sources. Right? Anyway. So this is not nature's way. And we are nature. Humans are nature. The nature's way is what we have, we share. And because we share, we all have enough. Like that example I gave about the pie, right? We feel like life is like, oh, you took a slice of the pie, so there's less pie for me. No, like you bring the pie, I'll bring the greens, I'll bring the crabs. I don't know if y'all eat crabs, but I'll bring the crabs, whatever else. Steak, potatoes. We'll have a whole spread. We'll all bring our own plates and all of us will feast until we're full. If we all bring our things, nobody lacks. Nobody has to compete. Nobody has to fight. Nobody has to do anything on their own. We would eliminate the problem altogether because we are secure with each other. We're secure with each other. I said the bigger trees have more responsibility. Maybe you're not that big tree for protection. A lot of the times we envy others, but we don't even know what goes on behind the scenes. Shout out to the person who said that in this chat. Like, we're envying people on social media. You don't know these people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what it's taking them to make it there, nor sustain it, right? We don't know. A lot of times, again, we envy people because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Those bigger trees are providing shade for smaller ones. Why? Because if they're exposed to sunlight, they die. But also, the bigger trees require more water, require more resources, and sometimes they go without to give to other people. What would the world look like if people with the things, the knowledge, the resources, the land, the vehicles, the job opportunities, the money, the food, what would it look like if people who had gave, took care of, supplemented the people who don't? What would that look like? We would have no need to compete because everybody would have what they needed and more. There's no lack of anything here. And I think what we have to do, because we live in a society that creates lack and scarcity, we have to create our own abundance with each other, whatever that looks like. Bringing what we have, the scraps that we have, which a lot of Black folks are good at, bringing scraps together and making a feast. We can do that if we choose to opt into community. That's the only way we all survive and thrive. That's the only way. There's no other way. Okay. Sometimes I think that if we have the lives of others, we would be overwhelmed. The thing is, a lot of us want what other people have This is a thought that I'm working through right now. So go with me here. I think that sometimes we want more views, followers, etc., because we think, okay, if everybody gave, there would be no need for people to keep striving. We would be content at some point. And I think that some people think like, oh, we should all be trying to grow now. I don't think all the time we need to grow. I think if more people who had time, energy, resources, all that good stuff, if they gave, we wouldn't have to strive so much. We wouldn't have to work so hard. If you're living in a house together with 10 people, not saying you have to, but just as an example, we're splitting that rent 10 ways or responsibilities 10 ways. So maybe a person or a few people are, going to work and, starting a business or whatever. Some people are home on this homestead taking care of the kids, right? A few people are taking care of the children. Some people are cooking and growing and serving other people. Like, I don't think everybody needs to be on top. I think people just need to be valued. People just need to be honored and valued and given the resources to do the work that they want to do. Okay. That's just a thought that I just had just a second. Hi, Shanice. It's good to see you. Thank you for the love on Facebook. But yes, like all this talk against like socialism and all this stuff, it's just like, y'all want to be exhausted? Y'all want to be tired? Y'all not tired? Because I'm exhausted. Like, I'm tired of competing. Yes, come together. Are you working? Okay, you got a farm. Okay, you have a kitchen. Wonderful. Let's put our resources together. Oh, yay. Let's put our resources together, right? And support one another so we can all thrive. Right? Okay. All right, let me move on to the next point. Sometimes our lot is enough. Sometimes we just have to be content with what we have. And I'm not talking about people who do not have what they need. Because again, no, if people are in scarce situations, there's no excuse for that. It's not scarcity mindset. It is manufactured scarcity. That's a totally different issue. What I'm talking about is when we are in a place of enoughness or contentment, seriously being content with what we have, with the connections that we have, the resources, all these different things. And then if we have enough, giving to the people who don't have. Pouring from our overflow into other people's pockets so they don't have to struggle and strain. Why we want people, like, yes, we become the tools of oppression. Let's just give when we have it to give. I don't understand the issue. It's not hurting you to give this money, so give it. It's not hurting you to give this time, so give it. If you have it, obviously. I said, I also realized that the forest is made up of more than I can even see. So I was looking at the trees and all this other stuff, right? But what about the fungi and the bugs and the breeze, the birds, the animals, the things that even I find like to be a nuisance? I'm not a big fan of hornets, but they have their place. I'm not a big fan of mosquitoes, but they have their place. They do their job. But all these things work together so that I can experience a good experience in the woods. All of it. All of these make up a beautiful experience of walking in the woods for me, and all of them are important. And so it's this idea, like, even if we want to talk about scripture, there's a scripture that talks about like a body, like a body, and how all of us, like the body of Christ, that's the idea. But all of us work together. All of us play a part. And so I was comparing this idea of like how some of us like our fingernails, right? And we're like, I want to be an eye. I want to be, we see ourselves as fingernails, so we see ourselves as less than. But just imagine if you didn't have fingernails. Imagine if you didn't have fingernails. How much itching would not be able to be, taken care of, how you couldn't open things. Things would land on your hand and hurt you. I've slammed my hand into a door a million times. So thankful that my fingernails have decided to hold on. But like that hurts, right? And so we're discounting ourselves because we're like, I'm a fingernail. And that person's an eye. I want to be that person. So we can't even see the beauty of where we are and what we have and the importance, like what we bring. I hate saying this phrase, what we bring to the table, because y'all have killed that phrase. But we don't see what we bring to the world. We don't see the gifts that we bring to the world because we're too busy trying to be somebody else. We discount what we have, forfeit what we have, and then try to chase some other thing with other people. No. What you have is enough. What you have is enough. Also, with fingernails, you get to dress them up. You get to paint them. You can't paint an eye. I mean, you could put context on it, but that's a different conversation. But you can paint the fingernails. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still worthy, even if people don't see the fingernails as worthy. So maybe you see yourself as small and insignificant, But just like the body and the forest, all parts are important and significant. And without one, things would break down. Without the protection on your fingernails, I imagine like things could happen. You know, if it's an open wound, you can get an infection. There's so many things that we take for granted. Our eyebrows. I'm grateful for my eyebrows. I'm grateful for my eyelashes, even though they be, you know, jumping into my eyeball sometimes, right? Like I'm grateful for these things because there's dust and oil and bugs that are trying to like fly into my eye sockets. You know what I mean? Like all these things are important. They are not insignificant. Every hair on your head is intentional, which means that you are a body of intention. The cells that you cannot see, you're made up of community, of things that matter. You would know something when your cells are out of order. You're out of order. And it's small and it feels insignificant, but it's not. It makes a huge difference, right? When cells are not operating as they should. The same thing for you. We're all little cells making up this body, all playing our part, all doing the things that we're supposed to do. Okay, so, yes. So when we are jealous and envious, we rob ourselves. We rob ourselves of time, energy, connections, love, glory. And I asked the group, I said, what has jealousy and envy robbed you of? Seriously, what has it robbed you of? Connections with other people? Robbed yourself of an opportunity because you didn't feel like you were good enough? You know, what has envy and jealousy robbed you of? One thing I want to say is scarcity is created. You're not imagining it. And I have to reiterate this because, again, like I said, I've been going back and thinking about things that I think and feel. And I'm like, there's more to it than just scarcity mindset. It's not just like, oh, you're not thinking it, so it's not happening. It's like, no, there are systems in place to make sure that people are without. We have to be honest about that thing, right? So you're not imagining it. Some of us feel insecure because the systems manufacture and create insecurity. They benefit off of our insecurity. A lot of us are fighting for a slice of their crummy pie. The West is obsessed with individualism and originality, and it doesn't take anything away from you. Let's be real. A lot of individuality here that is seen and celebrated and platformed, like, oh my gosh, a brand new thing. It's stolen. I think about what was the Kardashians when they had like the braids, and we were like, those are cornrows, and they call them something else, or like Bantu knots, and they call them like mini buns or something. A lot of the originality here is stolen. There's nothing original here. It's just stolen and made money off of. So you don't have to be original. You are an original. There's no one like you. But we need you to bring your thing to the table, even if it looks like somebody else's thing, because it's not going to be done like you. So the truth is that we are worthy and powerful, and society knows it, which is why they want us fighting against each other. They want us fighting because they know we're powerful. They know we're powerful. If we knew how powerful we were, if we knew how powerful the collective is over individualism, there's nothing that we couldn't do. We see what happens when people get together and talk crap online all day. We see that when people come together, like the pain it inflicts, the impact that it has on society, on us, on our self-esteem, on the babies coming up, right? Imagine if we put our powers together for good, with our powers combined. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we did that. There's nothing to be envious or jealous of. We are all sacred. We are all important. It's just that we believe the lie that unless we are seen as exceptional by the masses, that we don't matter. That's not true. You are worthy before you even came here. You were worthy before you came here. These men, these white men who created this hell that we're living in right now, like they should not be the judges of our worth and our value. Everything about them is perverse. Everything. It's perverted. It's wrong. It's manipulative. It's dangerous. It's painful. It's harmful. It's oppressive. It's exploiting others. It's theft. It's violence. Why would we want to align with their systems and their judgments? What would make, like, yeah. Okay. So, like I said, I want you to just sit for a second after this is over. Sit for a second and think to yourself, like, what is the root of my jealousy and envy, right? Envy is just the pain of wanting something that somebody else has. Why do we feel like we're not deserving of what that person has? That's the question I have for you for that one. Why don't you feel worthy or deserving of what that person has, that it causes you that it causes you pain because you feel like you can't experience it or have it? For the jealousy, right? What do you fear losing? What do you fear losing? That whole exercise we did about my dad, right? Like, What do you fear losing in this romantic relationship, at this job? Do you even really want this job? Do you really want to fight your coworkers about this? Girl, you don't even like this job. What are you afraid? What is it really? Like, what is it really? You know what I mean? And then what can you do? What is an action you can take after we end this live? An action you can take leaning into community, leaning into abundance, leaning into uplifting other people, leaning into connection. You know what I mean? Leaning into seeing yourself. What is something tangible that you can do? And if you want to share it, please share it. What is something that you can do to push back against that programming of jealousy and envy? The idea that we're not enough, the idea that I'll never be enough, the idea that we're not worthy, the idea that if somebody has it, then I can't have it, the idea that someone's going to take this away from me, this precious thing away from me. That's what I want to ask you. And a few things that I said in the session that I want to share with you here. Things that I say to myself, or try to say to myself when I'm feeling that anxiety rise up, that fear rise up, right? The stress. Because even for me, sometimes my anxiety, the way that I process it is like, oh, I need to rush now and do the thing. No, I need to slow down and take my time and take a deep breath and check in with myself. Because I'm running from the pain I'm trying to avoid, and that's not going to save me. You know what I mean? It's not going to save me. So some things I say to myself is, I honor my human experiences without judgment or shame. I honor my human experiences without judgment or shame. My feelings are nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of. I am gentle with myself and honor my trauma and past pains. I am gentle with myself and honor my trauma and past pains. I am safe and cared for. I am safe and cared for. And the reason why I say this is because I'm safe with me. I'm a safe space for myself. I'm making myself a safe space. Though others may have abandoned or harmed me, I am my own safe space. I am seen because I see me. I am seen because I choose to see me. As I heal, I will open myself to connection, community, and care. Because I don't have to do life alone. And so that's why I want to end it today. And the reason why I left these here, I have more to share, and I'll share those later. More like affirmations and intentions. But I want you to just be honest. Like, I don't want to say like, I am not jealous. I am not envious, right? Because I don't know if that necessarily heals anything. It just kind of, sure, I'm going to pretend I'm not envious or jealous, right? But I think what's better is to be honest about where you are right now. Like writing affirmations and encouragement to yourself based on where you are right now. So like, even if let's say if I didn't feel worthy, I don't just want to say like, I'm worthy, right? It's like, I want to root it in something that I feel and something that I know. I know that even though I might not be able to see my worth right now, I know inherently that I am, right? Like, or what I see is not always what is. What I feel is not always what is. Because I can feel unworthy, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm not worthy. Hi, Epic Studies. Hello. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Ooh, I can practice being giving and being accepting when people offer to help or give to me. I love that. I love that. Yes, please share, y'all. Please share something tangible you can do. Please share something tangible you can do to like get this in, to practice this. Because I really feel like abundance is a practice. I feel like unlearning jealousy and envy is a practice. It's not just an overnight thing. It's practice. So how can you practice that? Maybe you need to reach out to collaborate with somebody. Maybe you need to uplift somebody else. Maybe that could be the answer to prove to yourself that you are safe. You are like, maybe you can accept the invitation when somebody invites you somewhere. Okay, let's check it out. And maybe you do prove to yourself like, okay, some people are safe. Some people are cool. Maybe you need to focus on yourself and be a safe space for yourself so that no matter where you are, you feel safe with yourself. And I don't mean like physically. I don't want you to like risk your life or anything like that, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Purple Pink says, colonialism is a manifestation of international jealousy. I love that. This. Oh, no worries. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. That makes me happy. Cane Rose? Oh my gosh. Is that what it's called? Purple Pink says, jealousy can rob someone of mentorship. Yep. To avoid the mistakes and strain the other already overcame, so the mentee doesn't have to experience. Exactly. 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 Oh, I wish I could clone about 500,000 of you, Alicia, and send you out into the world as a counselor to middle school age children to help them navigate life. That's beautiful. That'd be dope. To not to have clones of myself, but to mentor middle school kids. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hi, Enough by M&T, Art, Music, and Healing. I experienced what you're talking about for 3 days when I was camping in the desert last week. It was so healing. First of all, that sounds amazing. Camping in the desert. It was so healing and everyone was provided for. Yes. Yes. Exactly. If the receiver knows how to receive and do well with what's given, yeah, they have they have skin in the game and be accountable. They have to have skin in the game and be accountable. Handouts don't work. I don't know if I agree with that, but I hear you. I think, and the only reason why I push back on this, because I don't think that you mean this. I think that people use that as a reason to not give or to not support other people. Like, oh, well, what if you don't do well with what I give you? That's not, again, what they do with it is not our business. It's not. Just like when we're giving to like people who, like when we're giving to people, like a lot of us want to put, what are the words? What are the words? Rules on what we give, and that's not real giving. No, it's like, I trust that you're going to make the decision that's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and handouts do work. Handouts, I could use a handout and I would be putting that money to good use. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with handouts. I think we also need to change our thoughts around handouts, because there's nothing wrong with handouts or giving or receiving. That's why a lot of us feel shame about receiving, because we feel like we haven't earned it, that we're not good enough for it. You know, that part. There's a difference between trade and giving. That part. Because when you're trading, it's like, I expect something from this, right? When you're giving, once it's out of your hands, it's not your business. It's not. And also, for those who struggle with giving, don't give. Like, when people ask to borrow money from me, I just give it to them. You don't have to, nope, just take it, right? Because I don't want you to feel guilty about what you owe me or whatever. And also, I don't give I don't borrow unless I could just give. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Calvary 369. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi there. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on giving. Because people are autonomous. They're not children. We can't tell them what to spend their money on. Let them spend it how they need to spend it. You know? So yes. Thank you, baby. Hey, beautiful people. Please show your support by hitting the like button if you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, please like it if you like it. I appreciate that. Because it actually helps the algorithm and all the things. But overall, it lets me know that like what I'm saying here actually resonates and makes sense. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Hi, Jenny. Hello. Hello. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Or Tania. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Well, that's all I had to say today, you guys. You all. I have a few things. Number one, tonight I'm going live with Marissa on her channel. So I'm excited about that. So please make sure that you check out, follow, and support Marissa. Also, I see anybody else who has a YouTube channel, please share. Enough by M&T has a YouTube channel. Let's see. I'm sure a lot of you do, but please share your stuff. Please support each other. I really appreciate that. And this Sunday on my Patreon, I'm having a intention setting session. Let me actually pull it up. I'm going to share my Patreon here. So together we're going to set our intentions for the fall, because fall is approaching. I don't know. Time is just timing. But fall is a few days away. And I figured I want to set some intentions for the fall. So I was like, let's just do it together. And I'm going to be using wellness as a guide to do that. So it's no pressure. It's not like we're hustling and grinding and setting like these tall orders. We're just like, how can we bring more joy in our life today? You know, stuff like that. So if you're interested, feel free. I'm glad, Russo-ish. I'm glad. Yay. Awesome. That makes me happy. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And thank you all for sharing. We talked about a lot here, and I appreciate, yes. Yes. Let's talk about it with Mara. Yes. She has a channel. Please go subscribe and support her. Please. She's doing a lot of brave work over there. Brave, inspiring, empowering work. So please. Yes, fall is my favorite season too. I'm excited. I'm ready for the fall leaves and the hot apple cider, the pumpkin patches, the sweaters. I'm ready. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're making a pie? Oh, yes, pie. Fall time. Yes, 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 yes. St. Cloverton James, please, James Jones, if you want to share some recipes, please do, because I want to try some things. I'm not really a baker, but I might want to try. Also, something new I found out, y'all. This has nothing to do with anything, by the way. So if you want to go, that's fine. But I found out that I'm a Trader girl, Trader Joe. I keep saying Trader girl. I'm a Trader Joe's girl now. Who am I? I really like Trader Joe's. It's just convenient. It's easy. That too. That too. Like it's just convenient and easy, and it's just nice. And I like to go during the day, during the week, so that nobody's there because it's too small. I get too anxious for all that. But yeah, I like their stuff. I made ravioli this week with butternut squash. Oh my gosh, butternut squash ravioli. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. So Trader Joe's, I'm like, wow, it's me. It's me. Ooh, canning season. Yes, yes. Also, I really like Halloween. I don't know what it is about it, but I like the Halloween movies. It's nostalgic for me. Like Hocus Pocus, and I don't watch a lot of scary movies, by the way. So all my scary movies, all my Halloween movies are very like PG-13. So and no violence. So Hocus Pocus, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. um Twilight. It's Twilight season. I was a Twilight stan. Okay, I read all the books. I saw all the movies. I was obsessed. I'm sure there are more. Jamal probably knows the rest of them. He likes to watch also. Jamal, correct me if I'm wrong, but like The Nightmare Before Christmas, is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie? Will the world ever know? Halloween Town, Chica. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. I hear a lot of good things about Trader Joe's. It's good. And they already have they have ready made stuff there too. So that's fun. That's fun. What's your favorite Halloween movie? I'm gonna have to say Hocus Pocus and It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. But then I forgot about Halloween Town. And I haven't seen that in a long time. So I might have to watch that after this. But yeah, my Halloween movies are very like campy and fun. It's not, I can't do the scream. I'm not gonna go to you with I'm not gonna go with you to the haunted house. I'm gonna sit in the car and wait for y'all to come out. The last time I went to a haunted house, I almost peed myself. This is no joke. Like I'm too scared. I don't like people jumping out at me. I also feel like I've been through a lot of things that doesn't make that fun. I hear loud noises and it like makes me anxious. So that's not fun to me. Like running away from scary things is not fun to me. So to some people it is. Haunted houses miss me with it. I don't want to be scared. I want to be cozy, and that's it. And nostalgic. So yes, yes. Charmed. Ooh, I never got into that show. That's cool. Yay. Yes, Twilight. Yes, I feel seen. Halloween Town is good. It is good. Yes, Charlie Brown. It's a cozy feeling. You got the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and the Christmas movie, which it's all very cozy and warm feelings. Yeah, it is. It is. I feel like this is a safe space to say that I'm a Black person who loves pumpkin pie. First of all, girl, or listen, no judgment. Okay, you like what you like. I'm not judging you for it. I do hear the debate between pumpkin pie and is it sweet potato pie? It's like sweet potato. I like sweet potato, but I don't know if I even ever had pumpkin pie. Is that true? Jamal, if you're listening, tell me if I'm lying. But I don't know. I haven't tried. I'll try it to see like what it's like. I'm gonna let you know now, like the fibers of pumpkin kind of get me sometimes. Like biting into it and then having the grit and pie. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. I do like pumpkin spice cookies. I love pumpkin spice too. Okay. So we had to have a whole like fall live stream because I gotta let y'all know fall is my favorite. But there's a cookie by, I think it's Toll House or Pillsbury. I go with both. But one is like more decadent than the other, like rich. But Toll House has like a pumpkin spice cookie. Very good. Very, very good. Very sweet though. So be safe. Yes. Jamal's like, I'm sure we tried both. First of all, Bless Jamile. Y'all pray for him because every Halloween I put him through it. We're gonna eat these cookies. We're gonna do these things. I also get like the Pillsbury cookies with the pumpkin pictures on them, like those round ones from Pillsbury. And Jamile's like, I guess we're gonna eat pumpkin cookies. Of course. Oh, there you go. Braids like Brandy. I love pumpkin and sweet potato. See, some people are not making a distinction. Oh, I love that. You are accepted here. I love that. I bought some pumpkin spice today. I love that. Yes, 'tis the season, y'all. Even though it's like 1,000 degrees outside, fall's almost here. Yes, and I hate scary rides, so I don't know how people do Halloween at Six Flags. So I like roller coasters. I do. I like roller coasters. I think the older I'm getting, the wiser I'm getting, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This is dangerous. But like, I do like roller coasters, but like the fear, like I feel fear going up the roller coaster, but I don't feel the fear like I feel it if I'm running through a haunted house with somebody chasing me with a fake chainsaw or someone jumping out from behind. I don't like that. So if you take me in a haunted house, I will be holding on to you and closing my eyes the entire time. Because I can't unsee what's happening. I can't. I like Trader Joe's. Yay. I'm the fresh market kind of guy. Okay. Sprouts is great too. Sprouts is good. It's good. That's fancy. Sprouts and the fresh market. Okay, epic studies. Oh, the internet says The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie. Thank you, baby. Because I'm like, is it a Christmas movie or is it Halloween? Because Santa Claus is in it. Santa Claus is in it. Practical. Oh, I forgot all about this, Belle. That's one of my favorite movies. Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and my favorite white actress, Sandra Bullock. Yes, it was me. I used to love Sandra Bullock growing up. She was my favorite. Anything that she was in, I'm there. Especially rom-coms, I'm in there. So While You Were Sleeping, anything Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality, all the things. But yes. Yay, I'm happy. I'm happy that we're all sharing the love for fall and fall things. That makes me happy. Ooh, butternut squash is always so good. So I actually put it off because I didn't think I was going to like it. But having it in the ravioli, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I made it with like a butter, like spaghetti sauce kind of. Like I made it buttery and added spaghetti sauce and some other seasonings and stuff. And it was really good. I might have some for lunch. I might, after this live, I might get in my car, go back to Trader Joe's. I'm making friends with the people there. The girl who checked me out remember me from last time. So yes. Ooh, I like pumpkin pie. Sweet potato is better, but I respect those who love pumpkin pie. I appreciate that. Your local city ghost tour. Ooh. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When it comes, I know a lot of people are like, whatever. When it comes to spirits, I don't play with spirits. Okay? I don't play. I believe in the spiritual. I believe in all of that. And that's why I respect it. And so for me, I don't want to go talk to no ghosts. I'm not interested. Okay? My ancestors are with me. I believe in all of that. But like, I'm not going to go seek out some unsettled spirits. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. That's all. But yes. Oh, Casper. Yes, I remember Casper. I do. That movie was actually kind of sad. It was the 90s. I feel like a lot of stuff was sad. But yes. Oh, The Lake House is a good movie. That is a good movie. Listen, I'm not knocking what none of y'all do, but for me, no thank you. No thanks. No thanks. It's just, yeah. Like these spirits, a lot of them want to be left alone, or I don't know what they be doing on the haunted things. I don't know. Okay. And I'm scared. I think the fear that I have is respect. It's respect. It's reverence for the dead. It's like, nah, I'm not playing with it. Don't play with it. But yes, The Lake House is a good movie. It's a good movie. Ooh, I'm growing butternut squash in my garden. That's so cute. I love that. That's cool. That's really cool. Let us know if you find any recipes. Pinterest is my best friend, by the way. Pinterest, I'll be in the store like, I want to cook with shiitake mushrooms. What do I make? And I'll just buy the ingredients while I'm in there. Listen, Chica, I'm making connections and I love that for me. Like, yes, remember this face, please, because I'll be back. But she gets me right, and she's so nice. She's so kind. Ooh, 13 Ghosts. I don't know if I've seen that. 13 Ghosts. Let me Google that real quick. Oop, 13. Maybe the cover I remember. No. Oh, no. Mm-mm. The cover alone. Let me show y'all what the cover is. I don't know if y'all want to see it, but hold on. Share screen. Mm-mm. How you do this? How you do this? Window. Okay, here we go. Google.com. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Share. Yeah, baby. It's a nope. It's a nope for me. No gracias. Is it scary? Epic Studies? Is it scary? Oh, okay. Jamal, so you've seen this. This is not an Alicia approved movie. Well, then that's it. I can't, yeah. So, movies that have a lot of violence, a lot of people popping out of places, dealing with spirits, that's basically like, I'm joking when I say this, but this is basically like half of what Jamal watches. Jamal don't watch scary stuff, but he also watches action movies, and God bless you, because he's been stuck with my mom watching Hallmark and me watching me watching Moana and other like fun movies, but he likes action stuff. I can't do a lot of action, especially if it has a lot of violence in it. Because that's real to me. Like, there's nothing entertaining to me about violence, and I'm too scared. So when I see scary movies, I watched The Sixth Sense when I was younger. It scarred me for the rest of my life. It scarred me. When that guy in that room turned around and said, "Let me show you where my let me show you where my dad's gun is." Oh, that was it for me. That was it for me. When the girl came out from under the bed, not interested. No gracias. No gracias. So yes. The Craft. I've never seen that. Never seen that. That's a classic. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. The back in the day horror movies. Yes. Okay. So my older cousin, I think he had like a poster of Freddy Krueger in his room. Scarred me for life. I don't know why this poster was in his room. I gotta ask him about that. But yes. Those are classics. Chucky, It, Nightmare on Elm Street. What is the other one? There's Scream. There's another guy with a mask. Jason. Is that Scream? I get them mixed up. Also, why does killer keep coming for Homegirl, who was in the first, was it Scream? Let me look this up now. She was in Freaky Friday. What's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. What is happening? Why he not dead? I'm confusion. But yes. Those are classic movies. And I do feel like those movies are less, even though they're still violent, it's, it's kind of cheesy. Like, it's kind of like, that's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's not, like, the way that effects have gotten today, it's ridiculous. But yeah, those movies back then, they were kind of cheesy, but they're still scary. I still can't watch them. I used to watch 13s go over and over. You see me? Over and over. But yes. Okay, it is scary. So yeah, no thanks. I appreciate the recommendation though, but I can't do that, y'all. I can't. Oh no, repressed memories. Oh yes. I think it was that kind of movie, but it has a great storyline. No, I believe you. It's just like, I'll read the Wikipedia of it. Like, when I'm scared to watch stuff, I will read the Wikipedia of it to get the storyline, because I can't do it. Yes, Halloween. Thank you, baby. Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. Why is he not dead? Why is he still after this woman? Help. Because I thought he escaped from an asylum and he was like an adult. Like, he can't. Where is he living? What is he eating? Who is he hanging out with? What's going on? Yeah, me too. I hate being scared in real life. I do. Oh, y'all out here. Yes, you feel me. I'm with you, Alicia. I'm very sensitive to violence on screen. Same. It's not entertaining to me. It's not. Love haunted houses. I catch the actors off guard by kissing them on the cheek. I'm sure they're like, oh, what do we do with this? Okay. Do you watch anime? No. Jamal does though. Because, and the reason why I say no is because apparently the anime that I do watch is very basic and not real. So when I was younger, I used to watch Sailor Moon and Pokemon, and there was something else. Sailor Moon, Pokemon. Either way, that was my introduction to anime, and apparently it's not real. So, so yeah, yeah, yeah. Saw that was that was an immediate no for me. Can I tell y'all? Let me tell y'all this. My church for our youth group trip, they took us to the movies to go see. What is the movie where the lady? Oh my gosh, where the original was taking place in Japan, and she had like The Grudge. The Grudge. That's what's called. The Grudge. And I told our minister, I said, I can't watch this. And he was like, well, I can't let you go to the movies by yourself. I said, why not? I'll sit out here and wait for y'all to be done. They made me go see this movie. They made me go see The Grudge. And it was like the second one or something. And when I tell you, I was like this and humming and screaming the entire movie. I was like, why? You could have left me at home. I could have stayed at home for all of this. Right? I wanted to go see something else that was like a animated movie or something. But yes. Little Shop of Horrors is good. I saw that for the first time with Jamal. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah, Jason is scary. Because they just like, where do they come from? They appear out of nowhere. There's no way to stay safe. No way. Oh no, not 4. I think somebody made me watch Chucky when I was really little. There's a story that I don't remember, and maybe it's like my trauma, like, girl, we're not remembering this. It's not important. But somebody made me sit and watch Chucky as a child, and I'm like, who left me in your care? It's his sister. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, dang, that sucks. That sucks. There is a new Saw coming out soon, and I won't be there, but y'all let me know how it is. Oh no. Sorry, at work and my clients keep interrupting me. Not your clients interrupting you. I'm just trying to get into this live. I'm happy that you're here. Would I watch the Scary Movie series? Maybe. I think I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple of scary movies when I was younger, but I can't remember the details, and some of it was like inappropriate when I was watching it. Also, like, there's a lot of inappropriate things. It's just very, y'all know what the movie is. So I think I might rewatch it. That might actually be, let me write that down. Let me rewatch the Scary Movie series. Because my girl Regina Hall is in there getting her start. Okay, yes. So yeah, I would check that out. Baby, don't do that now. Don't, because they were dragging me. No, they weren't dragging me. But yes, I did get anime shame. Like, oh yeah, anime. No. That's funny. Final Destinations is an absolute no for me. That's an absolute no. Hello? Inuyasha. I feel like, okay, me and Jamal have watched a couple of episodes of this. We started it, but we haven't gotten very far. There's a lot of things we got to catch up on. But he usually watches it by himself because some of the anime he watches are like kind of violent or has like other stuff in it that I'm just like, that's weird. So yeah, it is very backwards, and I was very angry. Very angry. The It remakes were good. See, the first one was bad enough for me. It was bad enough for me. Chucky is your favorite villain? Yikes. Yikes. My godmother from the church took me to see Silence of the Lambs. Oh no. See? No. I'm sorry that happened to you. Kay said that's exactly what my cousin did when we went to see the first Grudge. She sat outside until we were done because she couldn't handle the whole movie. Yeah, no. I will be fine. I will find something to do for 3 hours. I'll be fine. I'll find something on YouTube. I'll watch a movie on Netflix. Y'all do what y'all gotta do because I can't do it. I can't do it. Coraline is a good movie. Coraline is a good movie. It is really good. It's dark, but it's good. It's good. Haunted Mansion has not been mentioned. And there's a new one coming out, right? I think. I might check out that. I might check that out. We'll see. Yeah, it's too intense. And the way that they died was always like horrific and like traumatizing and what's the word? Torturous. I didn't like that. It made me afraid of like doing basic stuff. Little Shop of Horrors. Shout out to this movie for introducing us to the ladies who became Gina and Pam on Martin. Exactly. And they sung, okay? They sung in Little Shop of Horrors. They were singing. Yes. The Conjuring series I like also. I see that stuff. I do hear that that's good, but like stuff like Conjuring, spiritual stuff, possession, nah, because I believe in that. I believe in it, and I'm not here for it. But yes, yes. Um, was the Marlon Wayans movie good? Oh, I don't know. Which one was that? It was like the scary. I think I know what you're talking about. Like their scary thing. I think there were funny scenes in it. I think I did see that. There were funny scenes in it, but like it was silly. It was silly. But yes, yes, Coraline was good. It's good. Coraline's a good movie. Also, there's another movie just like Coraline, and it is Paranorman. Let me pull that up and show that to y'all. Paranorman. Yes, it came out 2012. It's cute. Let me show y'all this, and then I'll probably go eat lunch. How do you make this bigger? Not $16.95. Let's see. Twitches, my childhood. But yes, Coraline. Let me see. Coraline. How you do this? Stop. Share screen. Thanks y'all for hanging out. We not doing nothing. Hey everybody that just came. But yeah, so this is Paranorman. It's cute. And what I love most about this movie is the score. The score I bought the music for that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yes, that's Paranorman. And let's see. Monster House. Monster House is another one. Let's see if I can I? Monster House is another one. That was a good movie too. It's dark. This one is dark also. But it's animated, so it's like it's less, it's less intense. Little shop of horrors, bop shabop. Beetlejuice is a good one too. Beetlejuice. Yes. Wow. I haven't seen that one in a long time. That one was really weird because I think I saw it as like a kid. But it's a good movie. And it's not too bad. It has some gross parts, but it's not too bad. So yeah. Oh no, it traumatizes you, Chica. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, Twitches. So we got Disney Plus, so I'm about to go make my little list now, my autumn list. And I've always been a fan of Tia and Tamara. Always, always. Don't Look Under the Bed. Oh my gosh. That was a Disney movie, and it's about, oh my gosh, it's about the boogeyman. And that movie was actually creepy, but I loved it. Let's see. Yes, Don't Look Under the Bed. Wow. 1999. What a time to be alive. Yes, Don't Look Under the Bed was good. Edward Scissorhands, whatever that movie is. I've never seen that. I've never seen that movie. It was creepy. Don't Look Under the Bed was very creepy. Yes, yes. Why do we always make the cross of Jesus weak as heck in these scary movies? Hello? Hello? Like, what is going on? Y'all not praying? What's happening? But yes, yes. The People Under the Stairs. Oh, that sounds creepy. I'm afraid to even look that up because I feel like I've heard that and I didn't. I was like, no, I'm not gonna. Nope, nope. Don't Look Under the Bed gave me nightmares low key. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. Edward Scissorhands. Okay, yes. No, I have not seen this. Because I'm not really sure what this movie is about, to be completely honest with you. It just looks sad and creepy and scary. But I might check it out. We'll see. I'll let Jamal watch it first. But yes, the 90s were the best, okay? I would scare myself just reading Goosebumps. Oh, man. Goosebumps books. Yeah, we got to have an ode to nostalgia or something. Oh, not real Goosebumps. But yes, the Goosebumps. I love that. I love that. I didn't read the books, but yes. Yay. Okay, well. Yay, okay, I'm back. So yes. So thanks so much for spending time with me even after our live. I hope that you are encouraged to seek to love yourself, love others, right? And to get to the root of your envy and jealousy because we all experience it, we all feel it. Thanks for hanging out with me. But we do have to talk about fall and autumn and like, yes, all the things. Yes, R.L. Stein. Yes, yes. Wow. That's wild. Y'all remember book fairs? I know we're like, let's leave. But y'all remember book fairs and how amazing it used to feel to have money to walk in to go buy books. Oh my gosh. Yay, that makes me happy. That makes me happy. Okay, then I will watch it. I will watch Edward Scissorhands then. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. But yes. What is the other movie? Maybe y'all know what I'm talking about, because whenever I think of that movie, I think of there's a movie where there's a barber who's like killing people or something. And I feel like he's in that movie too. Is that something else? And on The Office, Andy was in like the musical for it. I don't know if y'all watch The Office. I love The Office, by the way. It's one of my favorite things. But anyway, that's what I think of when I think of Edward Scissorhands. But yes, I don't know what that movie's called. But yes, book fairs were amazing. They were the best day of school. Ask, like, can I? Circling all the books. And your mom's like, 3 or 1 or 2. But yes, book fairs, scholastic book fairs. Yes, y'all are my people. And we do need an autumn stream because it's the best season, period. I don't know. It's the best season to me. Oh, the Babysitters Club. Wow. Memory unlocked. Yes, book fair day was amazing. Me too. Fall brings about nostalgia, doesn't it? Like, fall is very nostalgic. Thank you, baby. Sweeney Todd. Yes. And thank you, Anne Marie. Yes. Sweeney Todd and Maya Spikes. Thank you. Yes, a mini Christmas. Oh, man. Wow. Libraries are my way to get the book fair energy. That's actually really smart. Yes, the book fair energy, and even better that I can check them out for free. That part, you ain't even gotta, there are no limits. I don't know if there's a limit on how many books you can take out, but yes. It's the best. OMG, my sister and I talking about that. Still got sticker packs. Wow, Scholastics. Oh, that's Tim Burton movie with Depp as a barber. Don't watch. Okay, I'll avoid those ones, but I will check out Scissorhands. Thank you. And yes, Office is a fave. If you haven't, I don't know. It depends on your humor. Depends on what you think is funny. But The Office is really funny to me because it's just so basic. It's so normal, right? It's laughing at everyday things. But I love that. I love that show. All right, so, well, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And I hope that I will see you all tonight on Marissa's channel. And let me actually share the link to her channel here before we head on out. Yes, I love that. Fall makes me feel introspective and reflect on the past. Yes. Oh, Marissa, this is a cute thumbnail. Hold on. Thank you. I didn't even see this yet, but I love the thumbnail. Thank you. I'm excited. I really am excited. So this is where we'll be. So let me copy and paste. Copy. Paste. Okay. Yes. Copy, paste. And let me actually copy and paste her channel too in general. Marissa Price. Yay. And this is her. Copy and paste her channel. Yeah, so please subscribe and support. And also support others who are here also, who share their channel. But that's where I will be tonight at 9 p.m. So I hope to see you all there. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so my time. So I hope to see you all there. And I hope that you're having a lovely day. And if not, I pray that your day gets lovelier. All right? So love yourselves, love each other. And I will talk to you all in the next video. Yay! Bye, everybody. Oh, before I leave, sorry. Thank you so much to Mind Bites XL. Thank you so much. Planet Terra Art. Thank you so much. Cam from the Shy South Side. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all a lot. And I will talk to you all later. All right. Bye, everybody.